Is there anybody in there? Larry. What's going on, brother? Looking good. Can't hear you again. Can't hear you again. If I can't hear you, that's on your end. If I can hear you, but the chat can't hear you, it's on my end.
It's this stupid
There he
Discord.
is. There he is. What's going on, brother?
Yep.
How are you, bro?
All right. Yeah. No. It's the input sensitivity, the automated thing. That has to be on apparently.
Let me pull you in right now, brother. How's the world treating you?
All right. Busy. Holidays too.
Yeah, I hear that.
Work.
Well, I appreciate you being here, man. This is Larry from. You guys know Larry. He is. He's worth every penny. Look at this guy. What's going on, man? All right, we got people here. People love having.
I'm live.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
People love seeing you on, man. I think you're one of the favorites on here, man. And we get lit. And you drink whiskey by the bottle sometimes. What's going on there? What are you drinking, dude?
Let me
Can you hear me?
Turn off the audio on one of these here. Hold on a minute.
Awesome says audio is good. That's good. Thank you, Austin Maddox, aka our producer. Zach Pearson, what's up? Party time. CG Guy, Sunset Hound, what's going on, man? He's got a cool channel. I got to get him on. I have yet to get him on.
It's time.
We're cooking, man. What's new in the world of Larry?
Well, I'm actually trying my bourbon stout for the first time. First time I ever made one.
Yeah.
And I brewed this back on that live stream brew day early November that I had with like clay from Jaded Brewing, and it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it.
What would you rate it? 10 out of 10?
No.
You're fair.
I'm more critical than that. I undershot my original gravity because I had a pretty crappy mash efficiency, and I did a back of the napkin calc on the amount of dry extract to add to make up for it, and I was off by about a half a pound or more. So my gravity was a little low. It's a little lighter bodied. It's only about 9.2% and not 11% like it was supposed to be. So it's a little thinner.
That's plenty, man.
Yeah, but it's good, man. A couple of these and I'm going to bed.
Well, cheers to you, Larry. I know it's 7:30 your time. He's out there at Omaha, Nebraska, and was it just me and you last time, or was it with Brian?
Oh, last time I think it was just us. Time before I think might have been with Brian.
We've done a couple with Brian.
Yeah, actually, I'm going out to see Brian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at the end of January. Chad and I, my brother Chad, who's on my videos, we're going to be driving out to his place January 29th, and we're going to shoot some videos, maybe a live stream. So.
That's funny because that same weekend I'm going to be with Clawhammer. I'm going to fly out to Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I want to give a big shout out to Kyle from Clawhammer. They just sent me their system. I'm a propane guy. I went to electric and I'm back to propane. And they just sent me a big screen, like a big grain basket, brew in a bag grain basket. And it's like 14 inches wide. So I can put it in a bigger kettle. And they sent me a kettle too. So I want to give a big shout out to them. They're gonna put me up in Asheville, North Carolina, and they have an Airbnb out there. He said he could put me up for the weekend for free. So
that's even nicer.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just I'm gonna take him out to dinner every night. It's gonna be Taco Bell, but I'm gonna take him out for dinner. What's going on, chat? Boy. You guys, Larry, you recognize any names in here?
Oh, I haven't even looked at the chat much yet.
What up, Elementary?
Wow.
It's really cool that you are getting a chance to go out there to see those guys and get some of that paid for. I mean, I'm paying out of my own pocket to drive out to see Brian. I mean, Brian, if you're online, man, you going to spot my trip?
Yeah. I did a GoFundMe for one of my YouTube videos, and the smoked one, for $100,000 to fly me and Maury to Germany to party, and nobody bid on it. So I don't know. Like, there's no problem. No one needs medical bills. Nobody's car broke down. We are healthier than mules. We just want to get out there, man. But yeah, I got the basket. What's the distance between you and Brian drive time?
Oh, I think it's probably at least 7 hours.
Oh
maybe
shit.
8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
It's like here to San Francisco.
No, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is that long? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
People don't know California. People think that San Francisco is NorCal. It is NorCal,
Big state.
but it's pretty
Big
much
state.
it's a big state. I know they should have cut it in half a long time ago. California is cool, but there's a lot of dead weight, as with most states. When you get up there, Bay Area, start heading inland, it gets kind of freaky deep. A lot of love in the chat right now, man. Yeast in the
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
How's it all going? Hey, Austin Maddox. Larry's a legend. No, I don't think so, but hey, that's cool that you do.
Larry's a legend IPA.
That's actually not a bad
Beer. It's my next beer. Thanks for commenting on that.
Did you really? Like, I mean, comments are, unless you did that. So what kind of stuff were they talking about? I mean,
people were not trolls. People were like, there was a couple guys that were like, damn, this kind of like, this bums me out, you know, but like, hey. And then you look
true, man.
But you look at their channel.
Wants to watch,
no.
Nobody wants to watch other people drink commercial beer that they can go out and buy at the store or order online. I mean, it's really boring.
It's boring, and we all know what Guinness tastes like. You don't need to make a video of Guinness. We've been drinking it since we were in junior high school. But
I thought that was hysterical, though.
Thanks, man.
Like your approach to it was just go to the store.
Yeah.
Pick a beer.
Doesn't matter.
Any beer.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters at all. Just film it and just stare at it like it's a bone from another planet. And you're putting out a lot of content right now too, man. You've got 3 food videos in a row.
Well, but it's only because I have a backlog I'm trying to get caught up on.
Same with me.
Those last 2 videos, I think I did a lasagna and a
no audio
pizza pot pie. Those were filmed 2 years ago, almost.
Oh, yeah?
2 years ago.
I like that style.
I just got around. Oh, the style of like the fast-paced kind of a transition to the.
There's no personality. It's just a good song and it's therapeutic. It reminds me of staring at a fish tank, and that's a good thing.
That's not what I was. That's what I was going for. But hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the time and energy. I mean, after 2 years, if I haven't found the time to go into post and do some narration and some transition and stuff, I just said, forget it. I'm just throwing what I have on the screen, putting some music to it.
I don't think I could do something from 2 years ago. That's just too far back. I think I would scrap it at that point, unless it's, I don't know, an outtake video or something really funny, or something explodes or something like that. Good job with the backlog, dude.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, at the time I was traveling for my job. And so I was going to do all this stuff, and then COVID hit, and then we were locked down, and then I was like depressed because it's
me too.
Can't leave your house. You're going to be whatever.
It's coming back tomorrow too in California.
Yeah, oh no. And other stuff kept coming in like waves. It was like, well, this is more relevant. This is more relevant. This is more relevant, and it kept getting pushed back to the point where I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just putting just a 2.
You got a comment right here. 77 Trans Am guy who just sent me a ton of great beer. He says he loves your food videos. Keep them coming. What up, Homebrewing? We got everybody in the house tonight, man. Todd Poor. Shout out to him. He has a cool new logo for his brewery, future brewery on the horizon, on his Instagram that I caught today, man.
Well, you know what? It's funny. I sent a note to they said, well, it all depends on
COVID.
Whether they're going to have this mask mandate.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So is my signal hanging on you? Is it okay for vaccination? They can kiss my ass. I ain't going. But if they're like,
I'm with you. They're bringing back the mask mandates in San Diego right now. I can't believe we're not.
Well, they still have them here in Illinois. They have never really gone away, really.
I thought Illinois didn't give a shit.
Oh, Illinois is terrible. It's like just behind California. It's terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this is almost 2 years, and it's just, I hate going to the store. I don't go shopping no more. I send the wife out because I hate, oh, you're not wearing your mask. We're going to call. You're going to get kicked out of the store.
Yeah.
So I just walk in without a mask. If somebody says anything, I say, thanks for the advice. I keep on shopping. If they ask me to leave, then I leave. I say, okay, I'll just take my money elsewhere. Kiss my ass. I'm buying on Amazon now.
Sounds like me at the homebrew store.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, that was the old homebrew store finagle. Is like all the good ones here went out of business because everybody comes in. The best homebrew store that I went to is out of business. It was called Hydro Brew, and I saw the owner at. Do you know who Trevor is from the channel? He's the Australian guy. I just saw a clip that you posted today, right? Yeah, that's him. That was him last night. Shout out to Trevor. Shout out to Maso. Okay. Shout out to the super chatters from last night. LexSteel and Chamberlain.
Cool. Okay. All right.
So he opened up his brewery last Saturday, Trevor's opened up Southo in Oceanside, California. You're military, you know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Ex-military. But I met the old owner of the best homebrew store in North County on Saturday. I used to know him. He didn't know me. I was just a little runt asking a million questions. And I was talking about if it's a good idea to own a homebrew store. And he said it's an absolute nightmare. And he said there's no business like it where people come in, ask you questions for 20 minutes, and then take off.
And then nothing's spent.
And then they go buy it on Amazon. You know, you're pretty much doing free consultation all day. Mm-hmm. And then they see it on Amazon and they let you know it's cheaper on Amazon. You're like, well, everything's always going to be cheaper on the internet, you know?
Yeah. You know, I personally support, I got 3 local homebrew shops that I triad.
Show to love to.
The 3, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cost money. It's time to get there in traffic, but I buy my ingredients from these places because I want to keep them open. The equipment, honestly, a lot of the equipment they have to sell is kind of low grade, kind of garbage. It's not my kind of thing, so I don't ever buy much equipment.
Yeah, but books, kits,
yeah. But for raw ingredients, for grains and hops and tank refills, even for my CO tanks, I'll go give them my business. But for like equipment, you know, hey man, I'm like anyone else, $2,000 or $1,600 here. Yeah. It's like, or whatever. I'm going to go $400 cheaper. Thank you very much. You know?
Yeah, I saw that you're getting rid of some of your stuff too. You're kind of getting away from the conical stuff, and you're kind of going more DIY, kind of going back to the roots from your Instagram post. Are you done with the expensive stuff?
Well,
which doesn't help homebrew stores. Actually,
they don't know. I mean, somehow I walked ass backwards into this whole fermenter like thing because back in 2016 or 17. Somebody sent me, I think it was the Catalyst fermenter, got sent to me by the company. He says, "Oh, we noticed that you're still using carboys. Here, we'll do you a favor. We'll send you one of these."
Hated that.
To show in your videos. I thought, oh, I didn't ask for this. I'm perfectly happy with my carboys, but okay. And that's what got me down the road of like conicals and stuff. And I had several of them. I got rid of them all now, mostly. But for a while, I thought, okay, I'll check it out. I'll see what the hype is. And honestly, they're more of a pain in the ass than a boon. They're more of a bane than a boon, in my opinion, for what I do and how I brew. I mean, they're harder to clean. They're disassemble them. They can leak because there's so many points where gas and liquid can leak on these things. It's just like, and they're big and bulky, and I need to carry them from one room to another. So I've started going back to my carboys, but then the bucket style fermenters like the Spike Flex Plus came my way.
SS Brewtech.
And SS Brewtech. I don't have one of those, but I have been looking at those. And then
Anvil. They have a good one.
Buckets, exactly. And now I have one coming this week, the Kegmenter from Kegland. It's just a big keg with like a big triclover 4-inch opening at the top that you can.
Is it stainless steel? Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
It sounds like it's $500.
No, it was only a couple hundred.
All right. Well, yeah.
I figured I could ferment 10 gallons, or actually up to 13 gallons in this keg for a couple $100.
Yeah.
Or a C5 Spike or a Blickman, whatever, 10 gallon for $700 or $800.
Yeah.
It does the same exact thing.
Right.
It's the same exact thing. So
I know.
So I'm getting rid of all my conicals. I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. They're too much of a pain in the butt. I'm back to buckets, man. The pain in the ass. Yeah. So out they go. They're going away, and I'm going back to flat bottomed or dome bottomed bucket style.
Big bottom girls.
Which includes like the Fermzilla all rounder is a bucket style. It's not just a bucket. It's just that they don't have a conical dump valve. Is what I mean by bucket style, right?
Yeah. No, I know. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on the Catalyst.
But conicals.
The Catalyst fermenter thing, it's coming back to me full circle. It's the only fermenter on the market, if they're still on the market, where they combine glass with plastic, because it's pretty much a plastic upside down spidel. And then there's this black lever, which opens up like a dam. And then below it's a 16-ounce mason jar. But it was such a nightmare to get that mason jar off that me and my buddy were afraid. So we had to get one of those tools that takes off like an oil filter when it's on too tight.
Like a strap wrench or something.
A strap wrench, and I didn't want I didn't want to squeeze it because I'm gonna squeeze this thing so damn tight. It's been fermenting for 2 weeks. It's stuck to all this shit that's going on. then I'm going to cut my tendons up, man. You have glass connected to plastic. What engineer signed off on that?
I have no idea, but I actually had the first generation of the catalyst fermenter, and it had a problem with the seal on top too.
There's three places it can leak. It's not even worth it.
It's not worth it. Not worth it. I mean, for a while it was interesting, but just because I brew the way I brew, my house the way it is, I don't ferment in the same room as my brewing is, right? I brew here in the garage.
You have some space. In the house.
So what I did, since I have this 13-gallon kegmenter coming this week, I actually, off to my side here, I have my old kegerator that I've been using as sort of a spare fridge. I've actually went ahead and put an Inkbird on it and wired it all up so I could put a heat pad inside so it can heat and cool in my cold 30-degree garage during the wintertime. It'll stay warm, and I could put that 13-gallon kegmenter from the kettle into the kegmenter and slide it right into my kegerator and turn on the thermostat to 68 degrees or whatever and walk away.
I like it. So, I like it.
And that's my new way forward. I hope it works.
What's your temperature right now? Because I know it's.
Not the ferment. You mean outside? Actually, it was a nice day. It was 65 degrees today, so I was outside playing some disc golf and going outside to get some fresh air.
I'm a frother. Awesome. I'm a frother. I need a beer. I need to go get a beer. Larry, can you talk to the chat? I'm sure everyone here subscribed to your channel.
Yeah, sure. But when you get back, I need to top up my bourbon stout here. It's getting low already too.
All right. Do you want to go? Or do you want me to go? Someone's got to stay.
Go.
All right. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Hazy IPA.
And all right, guys. So what should I grab? A stout? Oh, I say stout. Yeah. Oh, split halfway half. Okay. All right. That's cool. Let's see. Let me look through some of the comments here, fellas. I was trying to look at the screen. The issue with this live streaming, though, is that it's like 20 seconds delayed. So I see like CH's face and mannerisms, but I'm hearing his voice from 20 seconds later. It's just funny. So I'm trying to pay attention to what he's saying, to what his facial expressions are, as well as trying to read the threads here. Austin Maddox, do you like my style? Is that what I just explained with the just keep it simple, stupid, right? I mean, don't make everything more complicated. I'm not lazy. I just like efficiency. I like to be able to take something through a process with the least amount of effort to get the best result possible, to maximize the result, to minimize the effort. Not, and there's a little tug of war there sometimes, but you try to ride that line. You don't want to do anything to the extreme for no reason at all. It's just busy work and extra hassle. I only do what's required to make the stuff that I'm doing, beer, cooking, whatever it is in my life, better. So, what videos do I have in the works here?
I want to know that too.
Well, it's funny because this is my 21st year or 22nd maybe year now coming up. I'm brewing beer. So I was wanting to do a 20th anniversary video series on going back to the roots, like how I brewed 21 years ago. What did I do? I used extract. I did concentrated wort boils.
Plastic
I did steeping,
buckets.
So I kind of want to do that again, just to show everyone, here's what it was like 20 years ago without all this stuff that's out there today, right?
Yeah.
So I might do that. I was going to make an English dark mild out of that extract batch. And then I got this kegmenter coming that I was going to do something about maybe later this winter. And then I got my bourbon stout is done. So now I got to taste it, shoot a tasting segment. And then I'm going to put all those clips together from the live stream brew day to all the filming that I did, from the fermentation to adding the bourbon and the oak chips to all that stuff to kegging. And I'm going to post that video out probably by the end of the month. And beyond that, I got a wine video in the works, which might be 6 months before it's done. So I don't know. I'll just go in with the flow.
What up, Short Circuited? What's going on, Brian?
Oh, Brian's here.
Brian's in the house. Got to get Brian back on.
All right.
Hey,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, fill it up, Larry.
All right.
What's up, Jonathan Elliott? Chris Vodka, man. What's up, you brunch? Kurt Pick. Brian in the house. 67% said stout. Did I blow that one? I'll get a stout after this. Good to see Larry. Yeah, Brian. Larry already said he's coming down there. He's driving about 7 or 8 hours to you, and that's going to be cool. What's up, Darren? Goal for tonight. I'm killing a keg. MBC. We'll get down. This is my last one I'm drinking for 5 days. I've got a whole backlog, and I've got to lose 10 pounds. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to be out there in Nashville with Clawhammer filming a video the same weekend Larry comes to visit you. Should be cool. What's up, Zach? What's going on, Mr. Joyner? Started a little bit early tonight. We've got a 30-minute earlier start than 6 o'clock. What the hell am I trying to say? Larry's out there 2 hours ahead of us, so we've got to compensate. Minnesota Fats. I've learned you can't truly make great beer without controlling fermentation temp. All homebrewing is fermentation temp. That's all commercial brewing is too, is fermentation temp. Kind of. Sunset Brewing has just super chatted $20. Here's my weekly beer fund. Big shout out to Sunset Hound Brewing. We got to get him on. He's got a YouTube channel. The toughest videos are the earliest ones, man. Keep grinding. I know it. Larry knows it. We've all been there. Anybody putting out content, it gets easier and less awkward. Or it doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Or it doesn't. Or it gets tougher and more awkward. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet.
It's harder to do if you're shy, but because, who wants to talk to a little point of lens in front of you for...
It's just do the voiceover. Yeah. Start with that. Like Bruce Show. He didn't show his face or his voice for a long time.
I'm the same way. I was called the hands by people because you'd see my hands doing stuff in videos, but you never see me.
Master Hand. He was like the hand from Smash 64. You know what's crazy though is I don't think I always used to stress temperature control, but I don't think it matters anymore because a couple of years ago we didn't have Kveik yeast and we didn't have pressure fermentation. So if it's too hot, use Kveik yeast. And if it's too cold, use ferment under pressure. And
I have never done temperature control in 21 years because I've been fortunate enough that my basement is in the upper 60s. Temperature. Sure. Yeah, so I don't have to. But my basement will go from 65 to 72 degrees. It'll go up and down. And yeah, I mean, certain beer styles, certain yeasts that, like for like a Hefeweizen, if you go on the low side, you get more cloves. If you ferment on the higher side, you get more banana esters, I guess. But most yeast strains, it's just like, especially like the neutral ones, right? Like the USO5 or the Y yeast 1056 American ale yeast. They're just neutral. I mean, it's not that important. It's just to stay within the range, really, I think. But
yeah, I don't know. I think my biggest thing in beer right now is to figure out how to brew the fastest, how to brew in like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. That's kind of where I'm at.
Brewing.
It's different for me because I'm not trying to open up a tasting room. So I'm not really trying to hone in beers. I'm not trying to win beer competitions. I'm just trying to get good beer that I could taste like the stuff at the store in the fastest amount of time. And shout out to Clawhammer again for giving me that grain basket because that makes life a lot easier. And I think it's big enough to use on my 20-gallon kettle from Anvil. So I could do split batches. And I don't know, man. I might be back to doing 2.5-gallon batches from here on out because I have too much beer right now. And I said it last night. I've got to do what Martin from the Homebrew Challenge does. It's like you can't brew 5-gallon batches every week unless you're bottling it, unless you're barrel aging or you're storing stuff or you're giving it away. But
storing it, yeah. You're laying in like a supply, yeah.
How do you drink your beer? Are you just drink whatever? Is it first in, first out? It's like accounting,
that's a good question.
LIFO. Because I'm like, hey, I just want to have 2 beers on all the time, so I have to drink one of them fast. I can't go back and forth. I'm trying to like first in, first out, baby. First in, first out.
I try to bias you're right, because it does go bad. It starts going stale eventually, right? So you want to drink it while it's freshest.
Sure, especially if it's hoppy, especially if it's got a bunch of
hop aromas and stuff.
If it's a bitter beer, fast. Yeah.
I mean, like the New England IPAs are like like the example of that. It's like
FIFO IPA.
2 weeks after their keg, they're freaking like deteriorated back into normal beer.
Yeah,
again. So you gotta drink it real quick.
Yeah, how do they do it? How do commercial breweries preserve their fresh hops to all 50 states? And it has.
They don't. I have never had a canned or bottled or keg. Well, maybe the keg, canned or bottled version, and off a store shelf of any IPA that tasted anything like anything that I've had fresh at a brew pub that
on draft
tapped it like on draft. Yeah.
Okay.
night and day. I mean, there's no comparison. So
Okay.
whenever I buy those hazies at the store, I kind of shrug. I go, yeah, well, we'll see. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. Assuming that the watering hole has cleaned its keg lines, because that is outside of the beer's control. Some dive bars have nasty ass keg lines that know nothing about changing them out or caustic or, you know, having their distributor or whoever come in clean them often. As a distributor, that should be mandatory. If you're bringing in beer, they probably don't give a shit. They're just picking up kegs and throwing them in the car.
They have a monopoly. They don't give a shit.
They don't give
Distributors,
a shit,
by definition, are monopolies in a region. They don't give a fuck. The bar can just go kiss their ass. It's like you give what we give you, and that's it. And that's not cool, but it's been that way for 80 years or more, right?
Yeah. Sunset Town Brewing. Does anybody ever have more than 2 taps of homebrew on at one time? I don't think I ever have. I only have 2 holes. So I got
3 tappers.
You got 3 tappers?
My goal is to get all 3 filled, but if I do a 10-gallon batch of something, I usually have like that 3rd keg on reserve in the kegerator. So 2 taps most often. Sometimes I might have 3, but it's only for a short while.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about drilling a 3rd hole for the nitro, but
that's a good idea too.
It's a good idea if you're having if it's there's not too many styles of beer you put on nitro.
Not really.
And
that's cool.
It is cool if you can get it, but it's not being occupied that often, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's not being occupied that often. I've done 1 nitro beer.
Plus but then you need like basically 2 CO tanks or 2 nitro tanks, because you always have to have a backup all the time.
You have to have a backup. Now
you got 2 more tanks to manage, and another tap faucet to have to swap out. And,
If I did smaller batches of beer, I would go from kegerator to keezer, and I would have more beers on tap. But I'd only have 2 or 2.5 gallon batches. And that's what I love about what I'm trying to do right now, is I'm trying to brew a full brew day in about 3 hours, and that keeps me brewing more. And if I'm brewing more, I don't mind cutting my batches from 5 gallons to 2.5. You know, if you're going to commit an 8-hour day and clean up, and you're going to boil and mash in and all this stuff and do all this stuff that's going to take an hour, I want at least 5 gallons of beer. If I can crank out a brew day with brew in a bag, I'll do a gallon batch if it's like a mead or a braggot or something. Maybe not a gallon, but something less than 5. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's exactly why I'm doing an extract batch for my next batch, because I want to do like a 3.5 to 4 gallon batch of this dark mild, since I've never made it before. I want to do a small batch. I want to try it, see if my recipe's kosher with extract at least, and not have like 10 gallons of it. Really, right? I like to have So I totally agree. I would like to have a smaller batch here and there, but to spend that entire brew day with everything all set up, with everything going on for just 3 gallons, to me, I don't have that kind of time to throw away. I mean,
especially if you got the cameras out and the tripods and everything. I got doubled.
Stuff, I got stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's why I went from 5 to 10 gallon batch brewing a few years ago, because I was having harder and harder times to brew it all. Right. So when I did brew, I brewed as much as possible.
Yeah. That was back in the 6, 7, 8 hour brew days though. And that's when I'd have people over and we'd get annihilated. And it's a little bit different now. You know, it's a little bit different now. You got to hone in your workflow.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to do a extract batch on my stovetop, probably in the house, and not be out here.
That's what I did.
It's going to be easy cleanup. And I'm going to do the no chill method for the first time, I think. I'm going to give that a shot, so I don't have to waste water with a chiller and everything. I don't know.
Do you get complaints from your Australian viewers telling you to do no chill? I get them from time to time.
Yeah, well, about half my audience is Australian.
Oh, they are?
About third. Yeah. So I do get comments say, well, hey, mate, why don't you try this? You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't have one of those HDPE cubes they like to use. I don't know where to buy one here in the States. You know,
don't they live under the ground?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked that hard either. I'm sure I'll find them. But I think this time I'm just going to let it sit in the kettle and with the lid on it out in the garage when it's 30 degrees out here, and just let it chill naturally overnight.
Yeah. That's when somebody hit me up the other day when I did my Kveik, something, probably the hazy. It's probably the hazy. I brewed, I think it was the hazy. And they were asking me, because I pitched my yeast at about 110 because Kveik doesn't have off flavors. Yeast loves high temperature. The reason Kveik stands out is because it doesn't give off flavors at high temperature. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, what's the temperature when it finishes out? And I'm like, well, I let it go for 2 or 3 days, but it probably finishes out in like that, I don't know, maybe that 12 hours. Because if it has instant activity in the airlock, if it's going crazy, by the time it's a 5-gallon batch gets to room temperature, when it's already kind of warm in San Diego, it could be done even before it gets to like room temperature.
It's funny you say that because I got an email today from More Beer.
Oh yeah,
that said, hey, you purchased a Fermzilla all-arounder before. Here's a product safety announcement for you. And I'm like, whoa, what's this? And I'm sure anyone else who bought one from them probably got the same email today. And they said, hey, the temperature rating on the all-arounder is, it's pretty sensitive. It's PET plastic. It's not meant for hot temperature work. And they said if you're fermenting with Kveik yeast that can get up to like 95 degrees because it's so vigorous, the exothermic reaction that comes out of that is so hot that you can raise the temperature 20, 30 degrees and not know it while it's fermenting. And they said just beware of the plastic being subject to bursting if you're doing pressure fermenting.
I mean, if you think about it, you could actually probably pitch yeast at 140 degrees. I don't know if it's going to give off flavors, even Kveik at that, but yeast is bacteria. Yeah. Bacteria gets killed off at 180 degrees. At least that's what I read from the John Palmer book. So you could be, you could be 150 kills off all bacteria. The heat will kill off
56 or something. It's like the food safety. It's like you want to serve food at 150 something degrees or hotter to keep the germs.
Yeah, why don't we pitch our yeast at 154? You just knock out for 5 minutes, get the wort chiller going. Doesn't take 45 minutes anymore.
That's pretty funny. We got a question there from Carl the Cat. CH, will you and Larry do a collab barbecue video so you can finally get some views on your food video?
Okay, something's going on with Carl the Cat because I thought this was Ben from Culver. Their mascot's named Carl the Cat and spelled with a C. And we talked about this on Saturday. I hit him up that night and he was like, yeah, Carl the Cat. But he asked me about the mayor from Oceanside. It's a local person that I know fucking with me. Carl the Cat, where are you from?
I'm curious.
Something's going on, man. This is like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Part 3. Something's going on. I just scream. I'm right behind you.
I just saw a comment. Kurt Pickett showing up on the screen. I think he commented earlier. I think he's in Iowa. There's this big ass storm blowing outside my window, just like you warned me about, man. It's howling out there right now, right outside this door. It's tough, man. Thanks for the warning, even though I can't do anything about it.
There's a lot of crazy weather going on right now, man.
Oh man, it's like gusts of like 50 plus miles per hour. It's just things are howling and whistling around here. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not on the microphone and all, but I hope not.
No, we don't. But when I shot my video, the Cinnamon Toast Stout video, the outro, it was so damn loud. The rain was so damn loud. We get wind a little bit here and there. Maybe a couple palm trees lose their leaves, but it was raining like I've never seen before. And San Diego's, we're so weird because we complain when it rains. When it doesn't rain, we're like, oh my God, it never rains. And then when it rains for one day, we're like, fuck, it's bad for the environment. What's going on? It's like, it's just one day of rain. Everyone can take it easy.
One day. Enjoy.
One day of rain. I got to figure out this Carl the Cat thing though, man.
Hey, Brian, I think is saying, what are we I think he means, what are we brewing, Larry? I think. I don't know. Brian? Brewing, yes, he does say below.
Who was my phone?
Are you referring to next month? I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were on the stream yet, Brian, but I told them that we are planning on coming out to your place on the end of the month of January for that weekend. So do some collabs.
That's gonna be rad. It's collab month, January. See,
Yeah.
when people want to know when me and you were going to collab, I'm just going to steal your smoked rib
Well,
recipe and give you a shout out. We'll call it a collab.
oh, that's cool too. But you know what? I might be back out in San Diego to see my brother-in-law in the next couple of years at some point. Maybe we can work out something then.
Yeah,
Too.
if I'm still here, I'm probably not going to be, but I might be back
Oh, yeah?
visiting. Yeah, I'm done here, Braj. I'm 100% done.
Done with San Diego? Come on. California?
California. I don't.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't fit in here anymore. I'm single. I don't fit in here anymore, man. I'm single. I have no kids. I'm not worried about public schools like all of my friends. I could, if Europe wasn't as crazy as it is with COVID, they take it even crazier. I would be traveling all of Europe and living in Croatia for $800 a month and just doing the same stuff, and I'd still be saving money.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just move to Thailand. Or I saw some
You
guy's
can
video.
live in Portugal for like 800. My mom lives in Uruguay. She's got a 1-bedroom apartment on the beach. She pays like $700 a month. It'd be like
Your mom
3,500.
does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Punta
I
del
know a
Este.
guy who moved to Belize, which is not Uruguay, but it's like Central America, somewhere down there.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, man, he built his own house near the beach.
Tiny home.
And he moved down there, man. I haven't seen the guy since he moved down there. He hasn't come back in 3 years.
That's what's gonna happen to me, man. I don't fit in here anymore, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Come to Texas, Alestro. Plenty of room for you. Texas is on my radar. I'm flying into Asheville last week of January. And then I'm going to come back out the following month and fly into Knoxville, Tennessee. And from there, you can kind of go on the eastern Tennessee border and hit Chattanooga south and then Johnson City up there. And you can buy Knoxville. Yeah. Long story short, I only got approved for about $300,000. Sort of approved. My friend who does these loans looked at my numbers and was like, "You're only qualified for about $300,000."
Oh.
Politics aside,
Yeah.
I can't afford anything out here. Everything out here is like $800,000 for a.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get some great. I mean, I know tons of people that left my area here
Yeah.
and moved to Knoxville or Eastern Tennessee.
Yeah.
And with the same paycheck they were making at their job up here, down there they have like a 25 to 30% increase in the quality of life in terms of what they can afford for the money.
Because it's cheaper to own. It's cheaper to own. If I paid whatever $2,200 here in San Diego, you can go buy a house in Tennessee or whatever. First time buyer, you get the FHA thing. You have to pay for the PMI, which is about $150 a month insurance. You don't have to put 20% down. You put the least amount of money down if you can afford it. If you can afford the mortgage, I think the minimum's 3% down. Put down $10,000, and my mortgage is still $1,300, almost half of what I pay here. And then rent it out. That's an easy way if you want to make more money off it. Airbnb it out, but that takes obviously more management, more back and forth and stuff like that. And then go rent a van, travel the world, go live in Europe, move to Mexico, and you're still making, charge them $1,500 for whatever, and you're still making $200 a month. That's the idea on paper. Doing it is the actual problem.
It's the follow through.
Yeah, man. Everybody's all talk, man. But it's the following through which sets people apart.
I've been threatened to leave here for 15 years, but
but you have a family, you have a job there. There's not too many people in my situation.
I'm stuck.
Not bragging,
because of
but
family, yeah.
Not bragging.
Well, I'm stuck. Yeah. Well, you got it made, man.
I don't have shit except a feral cat. All I have is a feral cat that hates me with all of her heart. I think it's a girl, or it's got a real small wiener, even for a cat.
Oh man.
Living in a van down by the river.
Well, you're not tied down, man.
No.
Don't get tied down if you don't like living there. Don't get tied down while you're still living there because you'll never leave, man.
I'll tell you what. And we don't have to talk about it any more than this.
Okay.
California's on its already third variant of coronavirus. A lot of people are still on board with it. If it's still here, it's going to be here for a very long time, or whenever it wants, or ever any election year. And there's just certain places that the world's always just kind of been the same. I talk to a lot of people, talk to people in Florida, talk to people in Tennessee, a lot of people in Tennessee. It's just too expensive. It's too political. I never thought the government could shut your buddies' restaurants and breweries and businesses down. If it happened once, it could happen a lot of times. And I don't own a brewery or a bar, but I might one day. And it's definitely not going to be fucking California. Not even close.
Exactly right. And I'm the same way here in Illinois because they've done the same kind of shit here. And I was going to open a brew pub.
If you want to go out, go out. If you want to stay at home, stay
I'm
at
not
home.
doing it here.
Easy fix,
Yeah.
man. If you want to go out, go out. If you want to stay at home, stay at home.
Yeah, you betcha, man.
That's
I
it.
agree.
We'll leave it at that. Not trying to ruffle anybody's feathers, but that's
just how it is.
Yeah, it's how it is. Well,
So I see a comment
Simcoe versus Mosaic.
Was it?
That's
Mosaic?
Simcoe versus Mosaic is how people in the chat always reel it back when me or guessing.
Oh! It's
Yeah.
sort of like, guys, focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Plastic or food grade?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we got 77 people in here. Larry, does it feel like we've been on for 42 minutes?
Oh man, I haven't looked at the clock.
It goes fast. It goes fast.
It seems like it's flying by.
I know. It's going faster and
slow down,
faster and faster and faster. Yeah, Chip was on last Wednesday. He was doing some NBCs with some barley wine, man. We took the chat down. If it goes over like 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean barley wine. I haven't brewed barley wine in like 20 years. That's probably what I should brew.
It was either
next.
a barley wine or a mead, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah.
So if you did move, if you had my situation, 36 years old, I don't have a family, I don't have a job, I don't have a 9 to 5. I can move anywhere as long as they have internet. What would you do?
You are set, man, dude. Well,
sort of.
I mean, it depends on where you want to move. I mean, what's the environment you like? I mean, are you a beachcomber? Are you a mountain guy?
No, I'm an internet guy. As long as I have internet, I don't care. I'd rather live where it's cold than it's hot. I don't like Arizona and New Mexico. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. It's cool to vacation, but when you're just got the AC cranked up all day, you're like, fuck. When it's cold, you just throw in another blanket, start a fire.
I would love to move to the mountains because of what you just said. I prefer it cooler than hotter. And Denver or somewhere in Colorado, Montana in the Rockies,
Jackson
or
Hole,
Idaho,
or Wyoming, or
Utah. I mean, all up and down that whole run of the Rockies, man. As long as you're at elevation, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you got dry air. It's cooler. And depending on where you're at, the snow isn't that bad. It's probably better than here in Chicago, actually, honestly, in some places in terms of the snowfall.
Do you get headaches from high altitude or nosebleeds or anything?
Well, at 13,000 feet, it can get a little lightheaded.
That's like Mount Whitney, though. Mount Whitney's like 14.5, and I know that because I climbed it, and I brought a six-pack up there.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're in Denver at 5,000 feet, that's fine,
nothing.
Man.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. I live at the beach, never go there. I live right by the beach. Haven't gone one. I'm afraid of everything in the ocean, man. It's like the exact opposite of space. It's like underwater space.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the oceans either, honestly. Just because I got stung by a jellyfish one time. Actually, it turned out it was actually a Portuguese man-o-war. After I looked it up, it was
man-o-war IPA. That's a cool name for a beer, man-o-war.
Yeah. So so this is kind of funny because I was in Florida. I think it was like Jupiter or West Palm Beach area, and all these dead man-o-wars kept washing up on the beach, and I didn't give a shit. I ran out in the water anyway, hip deep in water, got one wrapped around my leg. It stung the fuck out of me, and I'm hopping on one leg, screaming for help because my other leg's spasming. You know, I'm like, oh.
How are you supposed to pee? How are you supposed to pee on your own inner thigh? You can't.
It's funny you say that because I hop out of the water and I'm laying there going, oh, fucking hurts. You know, get it off me, get it off me.
That's why I don't go in the ocean, man.
Right. So this lifeguard, now mind you, this was like the mid 90s, you know, and Baywatch was all the rage, right?
Oh yeah.
So this lifeguard, this dude comes running up. He's wearing like the dark glasses. He looks like David Hasselhoff in his early 20s, you know, and he walks up to me. Is there a problem here? You know, and I'm like, get it off my leg. You know, he's like, if you pee on it. I'm like, oh, come on. He's like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. I have this bottle of ammonia right here. So he starts squirting this bottle of ammonia on my leg.
Jesus.
So he uncoils this thing and he says, okay, now just to let you know, over the next hour or two, that pain is going to climb up your calf and into your groin. And I'm thinking, you're just pulling my dick now, you know?
I'm looking at a Google image picture of it right now, and it looks like something from Halo.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's purple and blue.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, purple and blue, yeah, and it's scary, and that
Ew.
pain over minutes and an hour went up my leg and into my groin, up into my abdomen. Oh, it was terrible. I'm never doing that again, man. It
I
was
want
something
to
else.
pull this up. But I don't want to mess anything up. But there is a way I can do the internet on here. But anybody just Google Portuguese man o' war. I mean, it looks pretty, the colors, but it
Oh,
also
they're
looks
cool
like
looking.
it would fucking end you. Like this is the most poisonous thing that's ever lived on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Is that gross?
It's disgusting. Yeah, man.
So there's a question here. I'm sorry to change the topic, but I'm just trying to keep up with the chat too.
What do we
There
got?
was a guy who says, "Real Gamer 336." He says, "I used to live in Chicago before I could drink, and now I live in Dallas. I soon will be turning to Chicago to see family. What top 3 breweries in the Chicagoland area should I visit?" So
I'm gonna grab a beer while you're.
Oh yeah, go
Right
ahead.
back.
Go ahead. Yeah. So I don't get out much because the past 2 years because of these COVID lockdowns. But prior to that, I got kids. I brew at home. I make my own beer. I actually don't get out to the brew pubs anymore like I did when I was single. You know, for lots of reasons because I'm responsible and stuff and everything now. But I would say check out Revolution. If you're a fan of like Anti-Hero, that's their flagship beer. Check them out. Goose Island is a traditional place, but since they've been bought by Anheuser and InBev, I don't know what they're like nowadays. One of my favorite beers locally that I've never been to is Half Acre Brewing in the north suburbs. Half Acre, not half day, Half Acre, just to be clear. And then there's Two Brothers, which is a local one too. They have a brew pub in Aurora called the Roundhouse. I mean, they're growing. I mean, there's Pollyanna, which is my current favorite for like sour and fruit sour beers. There's a Pollyanna Brewing. They make pretty good sours. So there's Emmett's Tavern, which is now Emmett's Brewing Company. They have a few locations. They have a great oatmeal stout and a great pale ale. So lots of options. Top 3, it's subjective, but yeah. So the Forbidden Root. I actually had one of those beers. I don't remember which one it was. I was at a bar down the street recently, and they had it on tap. I don't remember which. Is Forbidden Root a brewing company, or is that like one of the names of the beers? I can't remember anymore. But that does sound familiar.
I got nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Yeah.
We can schmoogle it.
I got a guy here saying Jay Cook C says, "Thanks for teaching me how to brew beer. Won first place in the homebrew contest. Thanks to both you guys." Oh, you're cheers.
Cheers, Braj. Big shout out to Jay Cook C. Larry's berries were in danger. Congrats, Jay Sook. What up, Gnome? What's going on, Braj?
Larry's berries.
Forgetting Root.
That's funny.
Ellie and Am. I'm reading this thing from top to bottom. Two Brothers is excellent, says Earthbound again. Earthbound's a great Super Nintendo game. Mm-hmm. Forbidden Root is a brewery. Very small. Jorge Castro.
That's what I thought. So like Two Brothers has a rye beer called Cain and Abel. And it's my favorite beer. If you like rye whiskey even, whatever, rye beer.
I like rye whiskey. I do not like rye beers.
Yeah.
Sunset Hound.
It's a love or hate kind of thing, right? Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
I kind of like I don't know, but that one I like for some reason. I don't know. That's what it is. Yeah.
Right on. Sunset Hound said he's down to come on. If he's still here, you can come on, man. What's today? Is today Thursday? No, because we did one last night. We did one with Trevor. DMT IPA. I did DMT recently. Have you ever done DMT?
No, I didn't know what that is.
I don't know what it is, but I did it. Yeah.
Did it? Okay,
I did it.
All right.
Yeah. It's I've got a buddy who doesn't drink, but he does all other drugs. And he does the mushroom stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, shrooms. Oh yeah.
Yeah, mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms are fun. Mushrooms last a long time. DMT lasts like 5 minutes. And story time. Larry takes off.
No, I had to turn down my garage heater. Otherwise, you guys will be hearing the heater go off in the background.
That's what that was? I thought you had a toilet out there you were flushing.
No, I got a garage heater heating up. I just turned it off. So anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I did smoke it, Yeast and the Beast. Never did DMT, but I love mushrooms. The thing about DMT, I was with some good people that I trust, sort of. The guy that had it is a guy that you're like, okay, this guy knows his stuff. This guy knows what he's doing. It's not like a guy you've done it for the first time with. But what's funny is my friend, who's the funniest guy that I know, was also there. So, if you're on mushrooms or acid, which I've never done. I've done mushrooms a few times. I've never done acid. Or DMT, you could have a bad trip. You can get in your head really fast. You could do that if you're just too baked. If you're smoking too much weed out in public. I've been like, shit, I'll pay $500 just to get the hell out of here right now.
The paranoia gets you a little bit too much.
Maybe, yeah, like this getting to the front of this mosh pit was like a bad idea when you're just like smoking to be legit. But DMT, he had kind of like a little volcano thing where he created, it's like a cloud and it literally looks kind of like I don't even know, but it wasn't a pipe. It was something that had to heat up and get ready, like an electric thing. And you smoke it and you hold it in. And we had it going on. He put it on all the ambient music. He had lights going on, kill everything, turn your phone off. And it only lasts about 4 minutes. You're on a couch, and I'm praying that my friend, who's so funny, he's a gnarlier version of me, isn't going to mess with me. So I really had to like, hey, we have to let this go. Like, when I do drugs, I know that I'm on a drug. So don't freak out. Like, hey, like just roll with it. It'll be over soon. I hope. It should. So I smoke it, and I immediately lost all of my motor skills. I motor skills.
Really?
Yeah. And I was looking at the ceiling where the lights were going, and you're numb. You feel like you're knocked out, but your eyes are still on. And all that was happening was that my vision, what you look at, was getting wider and wider and wider, or I was getting sucked back. But I knew that, hey, it's just going to happen. It's going to be over soon. I always have that. Like, just don't fight it. Just run with it. And it was going, and I saw like a little bit of green, a little bit of movement, like some jungle Jumanji thing kind of come in. There was a little kind of trip to it. And then you come out of it 5 minutes later, and I felt like I was coming up for a duck dive. Like, and I've laughed so hard to the point where I was crying. I probably wasn't even laughing, but it was so euphoric that you have like a tear in your eye that you're just like so glad that the roller coaster is over. The roller coaster is over. You're like kind of afraid to do it. Then you do it and it's backside down. And then when you're over, you're just like, it's kind of orgasmic. You're like, okay, we got through it. We did it. We're still alive. Like we could tell everybody we went on like the scary part. Some people have like much more humbling experiences. Some people have, they see stuff, but there's no like devil comes out, wants to kill you, and he's telling you to jump through the window and run down the street. Like there was none of that.
That's good old fashioned PCP right there.
Yeah, and immediately when I did it, and when I came back from it, I was like, let's do it again. We have to do it again. So we did it again 10 minutes later, and it was the same thing. I felt like I was in Beetlejuice or something when it kind of goes to like underground world and everything's just kind of pulling apart. It's a super fun drug, man. And it's not addicting. It's not addicting. It's not like it's not a hard drug like crack or a drug. We all have our best friend's older brother who's like on drugs, like a drug guy who's like 120 pounds, who's 6'4", with acne at 40.
Scrawny,
yeah, it's not gonna,
his hair's falling out.
It's not going to turn you into that. No, it's just a humbling experience. Nature, good people, put on a good song, man.
That's
DMT.
funny.
Yeah. Short circuited. Super chat. Larry's berries are purple and blue. Theron, what's up, man? What's up, you brunch? Big shout out to Theron. Big shout out to Sunset. Big shout out to Short Circuited Brian, man. Yeah, DMT.
Brian,
I'm gonna send you some DMT, Larry.
Oh, okay. Sure, I guess.
I mean, I don't know how illegal it is, if it's a felony. I don't know how serious it is.
Honestly, I feel kind of square. I had never even heard of it until today. So, yeah, hey, there you go.
I don't know. You might want to check the weed laws whenever you decide to move to. Big shout out to Rob Barnes, man. Much love. You're helping pay for my oil change tomorrow. All you guys, much love. Larry, you doing good on time?
Yeah, I believe so. It's only 8:30 my time. Sure, yeah.
Me and Chip
Yeah,
got
I'm
too
good.
drunk on this last time.
Oh, no, well, I'm getting that way because this is pretty strong stout, man. I'm gonna have to switch to something lighter, I think.
Let me know what if you got to cut out or anything, man.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just hanging out. You know, I
Cool.
mean, it's howling wind outside. It's like I got nothing going for me tonight, so I might as well just go ahead and top up, I guess. Huh?
Right on, brother. Shout out to Scrambled's the Deal. Is there any girls in the chat tonight? Is there any ladies? Any brajettes? Let's lick
Lick
toads.
toads.
Sounds like some
We always joke about that, you know. We should always lick toads, but we can never find those toads that you have to lick. I don't know
Super Troopers.
where you can find them.
Is that a thing? You lick a toad and you trip on acid or something?
Oh, yeah, well, it's like acid. Yeah, it's like it's kind of the same kind of thing. It's just
Turn you into a
there's only a
prince.
certain species though. It's a certain type of toad. It's not any toad.
Ladies? No way. No brewing's no lady in the house.
Yeah.
Kurt Pick, I brewed a cream ale, 6.7. Is it still a cream ale? You tell us. Sure.
Why not?
What is
Why
it?
not?
What is a cream ale? What is a cream ale?
It's made with corn, largely. It's an ale. It's basically a corn ale, largely, mainly.
When I see cream ales, though, like Mother Earth, it's just all vanilla extracts, and that one's on nitro. Like cream soda ale, is that a traditional cream ale?
It's a different. Oh, cream soda is not a beer, right? It's a different thing. What? No. Have you ever had Little Kings? They come in these little 8-ounce little green bottles and like 8-packs in the liquor store. That's a cream ale.
I've had a Mr. Jones.
A popular one around here because we're close to Wisconsin is New Glarus Spotted Cow. That's a cream ale.
I think we have a girl in here.
Do we?
I think we got a lady in here.
Heather and Tim Sharp.
Jana Pereira. Oh, Heather's in here. Shout out to Heather. I think, yeah, she came up with the name for this beer. Hazed
Hello.
and Confused. One lady in the house. Maybe two ladies in the house. Jana, can you hear us? We got something.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, there aren't a lot of. I mean, there's certain hobbies which
Absolute
draw certain,
vodka.
groups.
That is funny, man. Chris Ratty, super chat. Much love to Chris Ratty. Chris Ratty, Chris Red Eye. Red Eye. Hit that like button if you want an Absolute Vodka t-shirt. That is funny as shit. That is awesome.
And Absolute Vodka.
Absolute
that sounds
Vodka.
pretty cool.
Spotted cow equals cream ale, Minnesota Fats.
That's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. Okay, press like. Oh, you know what? I haven't even pressed like yet. Here we go.
Troll it.
Here we go. It's climbing, man.
It doesn't matter. Thank you, but YouTube got rid of all the like and dislike stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. They just got rid of the dislike.
They got rid of the whole I mean, they got rid of the dislike count because they don't like hurt feelings or something. I don't get it, man.
I made a video about it. I don't know if I want to go live with it though. It's just all the like HBO and Disney Plus and all these brands that are putting out all this weird.
It's just stupid.
Turn Santa into a girl stuff. Gets trolled
are people so thin-skinned, or they think that people are so thin-skinned they don't want to hurt people's feelings by showing the dislikes?
Yes. What's bummer is when you take away the dislike button, you take away the thumbs up button too, because you don't really know what the ratio is now, so it doesn't matter. So you might as well just dislike both. It doesn't.
You have 40 thumbs ups now, but what if you had 100 thumbs downs?
We have 240 thumbs downs, man. I don't want to see that, dude. I'm woke, man. I'm sticks and stones kill me. Words kill me.
You want to know this stuff, right? Because you want to know. You want the feedback. Like you want that. You should want to see this.
I've been saying for day one that people should have thumbs downs on Instagram and Facebook. Because I would troll the shit out of everybody, man. All my buddies selfies and taking pictures with their dog, and they created Instagram accounts for their chihuahuas and stuff. I would create thousands of accounts just to thumbs it down.
Yeah.
Brian Brew BBQ. People are so sensitive now, cannot say negative thing. Yeah, but the wind doesn't blow the same way forever. I don't think cancel culture isn't cool like how it was 2 years ago. It's kind of like people are just over it. I don't know. I think thicker skin is coming back.
I sure hope so, man.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
It's the life of hard knocks, man. You get pampered and raised in like these little cage kind of like atmosphere where you can't hear anything offensive, and then you grow up and you get thrown out into the real world, and people have like mental breakdowns because they realize the real world isn't their imaginary world they grew up in because everyone coddled them. It's like you gotta just be honest with people. It's like, you know what, son, I know you're tall, but you're not good at basketball. Maybe you find another hobby or something, right? Or it's like, or it's like just people can't take criticism. I mean, but they have to learn when they're young in order to be able to handle it when they're adults.
I used to get spanked in public and in grocery stores, and the people would be cheering my dad on as I'm like held up and spanked. I was a bad kid though. I was like a Dennis the Menace. But you know what's funny? My dad feels bad about that now. Like when I'm like, hey, remember you used to spank the shit out of me? Like spanked, like 90 spanked, like pants down. Like I never got a spoon or anything, but I'd be wailing, crying my eyes out. And I bring it up now, and he's like, oh, no, that never happened. That never happened. I'm like, Dad, I love you for it. I needed that. You know,
I needed that.
I didn't, you know, I'm taking gum and putting it in girls' hair and calling substitute teachers from the payphone and telling them that they're fired. Like I was a pretty bad kid, man. We used to, problem child, man. We used to take all the kickballs and all the handballs.
You're fired.
Yeah. Hey, we don't need you anymore. Take all the kickballs and the handballs and kick them up on the roof, and then the janitor lady would go up there and throw them all down. You catch them and then run around the other side of the school and kick it back up there. I mean, that was yeah. Remember handball? Remember those red things? Yeah. Yeah, we were up to no good. Sometimes it's good. You just give a kid a smartphone and let him stare at it so they're staying out of trouble, man.
That's so funny, man.
That's how it was. That's how it was. Hiding under your bed. When your dad would come home and you see his feet and he's just like, come out. You're just like, fuck, it didn't work, you know? Maybe he thought I ran away. It's like, no, you see the feet. You're just like, damn, man.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. Shout out to the 90s, man. And I imagine it was even gnarlier before that. It was even gnarlier before that. Never got the wooden spoon. Never got the belts. My dad's mom, the grandmother, used to whoop their asses with a coat hanger, which I can't imagine that hurting unless they made them differently back in the day.
Oh man. My mom would come out of the closet with a bent metal coat hanger and she'd be like,
you got the coat hanger?
Listen.
Yeah.
Tell
your mom to shut up.
Scatter and run.
Yeah. I would laugh and mom would hit me and then she'd be like, wait till your father came home, man. Wait till your father came home. And I could hear my dad's car because I had a stop sign to the left of my house right here. There was an intersection and he had a Ford Explorer. And I knew when he hit that stop sign and revved it up in first gear, that was my dad. I was like, say your prayers, man. Here we go. And then you're in like 6th or 7th grade and your dad's, you know, the last time you get spanked and you're like, I don't know. Can I kick his ass at this point? You know, like, can I fire back? You know, did student just become teacher? And then you never get spanked again. You get grounded from there on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Theron has sent a monthly tip. Damn, Theron.
What's this?
It's like an organic Patreon that they can sign up for. Theron has sent a monthly tip. $10. Sorry, bro. Switching to monthly. Y'all rule. You're the second guy that did that, nice. Theron. Thank you much. While we're at it. Yeah. Cool. It's there's another brush who does it. It's Zurazzansi, aka Jeff Leaming. He's been doing that for 3 months. It's pretty crazy, man. So much love, Theron. Thanks for helping out. Shout out to All Yes Mohammed. What's up, Braj? Got him on the Instagram. He's into fast cars. He's got a cool page. Hell Brews down there in Mexico. What's up, you brunch? Jonathan Elliott. I cut a gap out of my mom's perm when she wouldn't listen to me. Flip the script, man. Flip the script. I never got the soap in the mouth. Did you get the soap in the mouth?
I think I may have once, but I don't think it took because it never happened again. I don't think. I was so
addicted to video games when I was a little kid. It just blew my mind that I had the option. My dad would be like, "You want to get spanked, or you want to go no video games for the weekend?"
Like, spank, please.
Well,
please.
Depending on which game just came out. You know, if I was like pretty
like
far,
if you're getting long in the tooth in an old game, you're like, I'm bored. Sure, why not?
Super Mario 3 just came out. Or you have the game for like 5 days from Blockbuster. Blockbuster, I think it was 4 days, 5 nights for the game.
Oh man, Blockbuster.
Remember
That's
that?
funny. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember
Hits
Blockbuster.
hits you with the late fees, man. They hit you with the late fees at Christmas. Santa doesn't pay for late fees, man. You know, that's going to be like
You know,
$20 on your account.
It's funny because back in the late 80s, I was the same way with like the original Nintendo or in other game systems like that back then. It was
Ultima.
Ultima or others. I would go to the local video rental store with the VHS tapes, and they'd also have some games for the ColecoVision and the
what
Nintendo,
was that?
and all these things.
What was
Oh, it's
Coleco?
another game system, yeah. But
Never
I
heard
would
of that.
come home, and well, yeah, it's from the 80s, early 80s.
Like before Atari?
Atari and television and ColecoVision were all three competitors in the early 80s at the same time.
Damn, we need to do a video game podcast because I just remember like Commodore and Commodore 64 and.
Oh well, there's those too, but I remember I had friends.
Jorge knows.
I had a network of people. We had the Atari in our house. The
2600.
2600. I had a buddy who had the ColecoVision and a neighbor who had the Intellivision. So we would rotate the circuit. You know, we'd go to each other's houses and play each game system. Stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Know what else is awesome? We got another lady in the chat that says forever. We have friends that are trying to make us, do some double dating going on. Hi, Jana. How are you? This is what I sound and look like. We talk on Instagram in the DMs, but welcome to our Wednesday nights. These are the brew tubers or the home brewing community, and we have brew tubers on. And we're only going to have brew tubers on from here on out because thanks for Trevor for coming on last night. But the owners and the GMs and the head brewers, and besides Maury, the owners and the GMs are a little bit more PR'd out. And when Trevor used to come on, he's always a genuine barrage, as nice as the day is long. But last night I could tell that like he had to watch everything. You know, it was kind of
biting his lip, right? Like, he was watching.
I mean, you're a little bit more of an ambassador when you own a brand. You can't talk about the shit we said about COVID. You can't talk about like this or that. You can't talk about shit about a beer or a brewery. You can't talk shit about that. Like that's what I want.
I'll never be a politician.
That's why I never exactly. You know, and or if somebody comes on here and vouches for a product way too hard, it's like, dude, this is. You're a salesman or political, it's like not unless it's a really good product, but it's just behind the curtain, locker room talks, dude shooting the shit. And shout out to Trevor for coming on, but it's the last time it's ever gonna happen, Trevor, ever. We'll make YouTube videos.
Yeah, but that's how it is. Everyone's got to guard themselves. I mean, they're afraid to say something that might hurt their business, and I
get it. And if you have to do that, you're not going to come on anymore. I'm not mad. I'm just saying I could tell like it was just different last night.
They're very stuffy, right? They're very stiff and
they're just you know that the whole time they're trying to think of what the correct thing to say is. Jorge can come on here. He owns a brewery in Puerto Rico. He's not a local guy. He can say whatever he wants, man. Let it fly.
Tired of being PC, dude. I'm so tired of being PC at work all day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the world's coming back.
Day, and I gotta be diplomatic, and I gotta be courteous and polite. And don't get me wrong, I like the people I work with and work for and stuff like that, but
not all of them.
Joke. I can't make wisecracks.
No, that day's over.
Someone will take them out of context, and then I'll get fired or let go. I can't do it because But here, I don't give a fuck. Kiss my ass. I'll say what I want. It's like my outlet. This is my therapy.
That's what YouTube kind of is for me, man. Kind of lets you, ultimately what it comes down to is self-expression. You're kind of doing what you want.
Right.
All right, we got the girl in here too. Washington. Okay. What does that mean? Somebody asked where she was from. No brewing, so I shouldn't get ahead of myself, but I can't help to be excited. Meeting next week with a brewery opening soon. Wish me luck. Big shout out to Gnome Brewing out there, man. Big shout out to Adam. I'm not going to tell him your last name, but it starts with an A too. I'll leave it at that. Are you
looking for a business partner? Because I'm looking to get out for the man.
Larry's trying to move, man.
I want to get the hell out of my virtual cubicle Zoom hell lifestyle. I want to do something real. I'm getting burned out.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Jorge Castro started a brewery at what age, Jorge? 40? 41?
Yeah.
It's never too late. Gnome Sane? What does that mean? Work corporate. Totally understand.
Yep.
I don't have a job, so I can't really, damn.
So I mean, hold on, let's stop for a minute. I thought you were just playing a character. You actually don't have a job at all?
No.
Really?
No. I mean, YouTube.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like it's not like you like get up early and go work your hourly job or whatever, come home and do this for fun. Oh, okay.
That's another reason. Well, it's big shout out to Brian. He has set up a monthly tip for $25. Bottoms up. Big shout out to Brian. Much love. Yeah, between the ad revenue and the super chatters, you know, the Therons and the Chris's and the Pauls and the merch and the Amazon affiliate and stuff like that, it adds up. Am I scraping by every month? Yeah. Am I putting a lot of shit on credit right now? Yeah. But I'd rather do that than get a roommate. And that's what I'm saying. You know, I pay $2,100, but I don't even know how much it is with all the utilities and bills, but it's a lot. And either I struggle and break even every month or grow the channel, or I just take off to Tennessee and I live like a king, not a king, but I've got, you know, way more disposable income and I can keep doing the bullshit YouTube thing.
Just become a minimalist. That's the thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty obnoxious with the merch and stuff, but it works. You know, anybody who's trying to start a side hustle or whatever, like you have to kind of wear it and talk about it and promote it. If you don't, no one's going to buy it. And with that, I'm super grateful for anybody who has. I'm really grateful. I got
so many obligations right now. If I were to, I can't do this. I mean, I'd probably make less than $1,000 a month max on this stuff right now. It's like, it's terrible. I mean, it's like, I can't survive on $10,000 a year pre-tax.
No, I know. Nor could I.
Terrible.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is just a hobby for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, like we've talked about this, you know, you start making YouTube videos, you're like, damn, okay, like I got a couple bucks here, got a couple bucks there. Like I'm going to become this, you know, PewDiePie. It's like, it's not going to happen in the beer community. It's just not, there's just not enough people. And, I don't know, this whole, it works. Hell Brews. Jeff Pesos is back. Big shout out to Hell Brews. The super chats made it full time. That without the super chats, it wouldn't have happened. Like Larry, I am on your streams. People are throwing a ton of money at you for shout outs and saying what up, but you only do the streams like once every few months.
Yeah, well, that's all I have time for, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you're doing brew days. You know, we're just getting up here. We're doing virtual happy hours, just doing what anybody could do. You could do this. I heard doing the most was doing a happy hour Wednesday nights. I'll spoon with Kurt Pick.
Speaking of live streams, Mechanic Brewing says Larry loved the Cops in the last live stream.
Larry loves Cops IPA. Larry loves Cops IPA.
Since that live stream, I actually went and hooked up my security cameras to my OBS studio so I can show them all on my live stream next time this happens.
Larry, you need to do a live stream once a week. Same with Brian from Short Circuited.
Dude, I can barely find enough energy to like take a shower once a week.
Do a virtual happy hour, man. Chug whiskey. Be like Shoe Nice. Ryan Gade, much love, bro. Super chat, $5. I love the small brewery I work at. No PC shit. I hear at least one dick joke a day. Cheers to that, man. I say dick jokes on my channel all the time, and I'm worried if it's gonna get pulled. Because you know when you sign up for monetization, you're like, do you own all the rights to this? Is there any kids in here? Is it advertiser friendly? Is there any cuss words?
It's like a 10-point checklist.
I just check it all off, man. If I get, better to ask for forgiveness and permission. Jana, what's going on? Let me write her back on Instagram right here. She's still in the chat. I can't figure out how to. I think I rewinded on accident. I'm way off.
Oh, just slide it forward like that. Get caught up.
Yeah, might be a little bit new user interface. User experience. What's UX mean? User experience and user UI is user interface. Yeah,
Well, all right, there she is. User experience now is the UX. It's not just the look; it's like how you interact with it too. So
got it.
It's the UX. Yeah.
How well a human can like understand a menu or a computer, like the relationship of not feeling stupid, right? Like
Yeah, it's like the fewest number of button clicks, the most intuitive way to, someone say, "Oh, that must be it," and they click on something without any training. That's
Right.
ideals and
Right.
stuff. Yeah,
Right. Like a McDonald's menu in the 90s, it had almost no pictures and it was just 1,000 different things. They had way too much going on. But if you look at McDonald's menu now, it's all pictures. So people that
pictures.
kids or people that don't speak English just know that or could point.
They
They don't
point
have
and
to.
go, "I want
Yeah.
it. I want
Yeah.
it."
Dessert, Sunday, coffee. I still do that after I come back from the bars, 2 in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
Big shout out to Noah, man. Is he out of here? I really wish you the best, Brush.
Yeah, good luck.
Minnesota Fats, good luck. Jonathan Elliott, good luck. Jana Pereira, should we get her on here? Do you think she has a Discord? Jana, do you want to pop in?
Yeah,
You ready for your close up, Mr. Connors? Wow.
Yeah.
NBC.
It's okay
Brandon
if you
McMillan.
don't have Discord. I didn't have Discord prior to joining this stream a couple months ago either.
What up, Brandon McMillan? Chris Rowdy,
Yeah.
thanks for the super chat, you braj. Larry, I'm in on my 6th or 7th batch of pressure fermented American lager, and it takes a month or 6 weeks of lagering, even with the gelatin, to get as clear as yours was in 13 days.
That's interesting.
I do lagers in like a week.
The way it is
now.
Really, the secret is it's like how much gelatin you use when you gotta chill the keg down, or
There's a lot of gelatin.
And there's a ratio. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's a ratio. And make sure that you have enough. But then you gotta like stir it in, man. You can't just dump it in and let it settle out. It'll just fall to the bottom. You need to rock that keg or fermenter and swirl it in there, man.
I did not know that. That's the gelatin hack?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you just put it at the bottom, it's just going to solidify at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so what you want to do is that if you're going to add gelatin, don't do it when the beer's warm. It works best when it's cold.
You cold crash first.
Of course, some people will cold crash in the fermenter. I don't do that because I don't have I just don't do that. I actually rack to the keg and cold crash in the keg while it's carbonating to save time. And then I pour off the first pint and dump it because it's sludge, right? That's how it is.
That's how you know it works. If it's all sludge, it worked.
Right. But so I put it in the keg and I chill it overnight, and then I'll put the gelatin liquid mixed in stuff, and I pour it in, and I rock the keg around a few times, shake it back and forth, get it going, and then put it back on the gas and let it sit in the kegerator until it carbonates. And by that time it does that, it's clear, mostly clear at least. It might take an extra week more or two to clear even more, but it looks pretty clear within that first week. I mean, for me,
it's lagering out in the keg. The name of the game is if the last pint looks good, it was a good lager. If you drink it too fast, you didn't let it lager long enough. Lager longer enough.
Well, it's interesting. All my beers are crystal clear within about a few weeks time. They sit on tap, they settle out even more, and
sure,
it's just patience. I've learned patience in this hobby. I mean, especially with like cider, mead, and wine making part of this, and now with the bourbon stout that I've brewed, it's like you gotta just learn to sit back and just find other things to distract you while that stuff's working.
Start editing. Yeah, that's when you edit.
Yeah,
I've learned not to be patient. I've learned to make things faster. I'm learning that I can't be patient, but
that's interesting. Yeah.
What do you got there? So you got a Frisbee Golf t-shirt on? Was that say Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah. Game of Throws.
I like that. Hey, we got some love right here from Brian Brew BBQ. Just want to give a shout out to all the prayers just want to put out my prayers with all of you from Kentucky or areas that took a hard this past week with the storms. I know I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
That's showing up all over YouTube's homepage. I don't really want to click on stuff like that anymore, but I understand that something happened like that. And big shout out to Brian. Anybody who needs love, man, thoughts and prayers. That's crazy. It was a hurricane or a tornado?
A tornado. Went 200 and some miles, man. It was an F3 that went 200 miles straight and just tore through several towns, including that one that they're mentioning there. Yeah.
Heavy, man. Heavy.
Yeah.
Haven't heard one of those in a long time in America.
We get tornadoes around here. There's a tornado season around here, but I haven't crossed paths with a tornado since I was a little kid, and I don't want to go through that again. That was terrible.
Is that why? It's probably a dumb question. Is that why everybody has basements out there? Is it for
No,
storage or for tornado protection?
no, I guess I think there is in the Midwest and the Northeast, and
Damn.
up north, the basements help with, I think, the heating because you dig down under the ground and the ambient ground temperature is warmer underground, so that keeps the house a little bit warmer than if you didn't have a slab or just on a slab, I think. But it's also that's where you put your furnaces and
Freddy Krueger, Home Alone, everybody had their furnace
yeah, all that kind of
downstairs.
stuff down
Yeah.
here. The boiler.
The boiler room, man. That's where Freddy was spawned from.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
We had two in Rhode Island recently. We don't normally get tornadoes. I don't think there's ever been a tornado in San Diego, ever. Or a tsunami or anything. I mean, San Diego's pretty, we get fires. Sorry, we get tons of fires. But like, actually, we get a lot of fires. There's fires all the time. I've had friends who've had their houses burned down in La Costa, which is like a little bit inland in Encinitas. That was a while ago, but yeah, every place has its things, man. Earthquakes, LA, San Diego, Big Bear. Been in an earthquake in Big Bear where it knocked framed pictures off the wall. You had to hide under the dinner table. All of a sudden, your dad just grabs you and ragdolls you and throws you under the dinner table like you got busted reading a Playboy, but he's just looking out for you. It's just an earthquake going on. You don't want to.
Yeah,
Some
we don't have them
antlers
as
to knock
often
you
or as
out.
intense, but here we get them here in Illinois. Oddly enough, too, it's just they're not as common and they're pretty low on the scale.
Yeah.
Like when they come through here once every few years, it's like you feel like a house. It almost feels like you're ready to pass out because like you feel woozy, like you're having vertigo for about a moment, and then it stops, and you realize, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Did
you feel that? Everyone's looking around.
Yeah,
I don't know. You feel that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
So it happens here every so often, but it's so low. Most people don't even notice it happened. That's how low frequency it is.
Kurt Pick, but you have to worry about getting mugged or shot in San Diego. Just saying certain parts, but not where I live, and that's everywhere. That's
Yeah, we're about getting mugged around here.
Yeah.
I carry my gun everywhere I go around here because of that.
Yeah, I mean I remember a dude when I was in Spain in Alicante. I don't know, it was even Spain or it was either in Madrid or Alicante. But people are just on buses or on trolleys. The metro over there is like $1. They have very good public transportation in Europe. They have to because everything's very close and there's a lot of people. But they'll just come up and like try to pickpocket you, and then that's it. It's like one of those thieves from like Legend of Zelda. They just bump into you and you just kind of shove them off, and they run on to like the next train, and like that's what they do. It's just like they rob Americans or something. But that's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He just tried to come up and pickpocket me. Like there was no knife, there was no gun, there was no nothing. And he was like a kid, probably a couple years younger than me. And I think I could beat his ass based off size and weight. And B, if he had a knife or something, I think I could outrun him because I was playing college sports at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cool.
yeah, I don't know. Every city, when I go to New Orleans, my mom's like, it's the #1 crime capital in the world. I'm like, I can get my ass kicked in my hometown. Just get drunk at a bar, at a dive bar, preferably the alley over here. It's got a bunch of 22-year-old Marines who are all sexually frustrated, and they're Johnny Macho to all their friends.
Yeah.
They will kick the shit out of you. They'll beat the shit out of you. And that's right down the street. I don't need to go to New Orleans or Europe for that. You want to get the shit kicked out of you, just be the loudest guy, just be the drunkest and loudest guy at a bar. That's the
Be obnoxious.
that's the formula for getting your ass kicked. Yeah. Dixie Fire was basically in my backyard.
Oh yeah, fires suck, man. The Dixie Fire. Where was that?
I've seen some weird fire shit, man. Lake San Marcos, I've seen helicopters come down, pick up water from a man-made lake, and then throw it somewhere. I don't know how they did that, but it was crazy. It was super crazy, and I could probably snag some pictures of that, but it was a trip because Lake San Marcos is an old retirement home, and it's just got a little man-made lake in there, and they just came in there, a helicopter picked it up on like a canopy and then dropped it off over here, and they were doing that, and it was like, damn, that's something you see in like an action movie from the 90s, some Arnold Schwarzenegger shit or something. Last Action Hero.
That's actually, oh wow.
Remember that one?
Yes, that was a flashback.
That was a good one. I think it's on Netflix right now too.
Wow. I should go look it up because I kind of,
So good. So good.
it's not great, but it's like
It's-
nostalgic.
Yeah,
It's like
but
you
I
wanna-
saw it when I was younger, so I was that kid. We're about 10 years apart. So I saw it when I was like,
That's right, because that kid is like, oh, he's the live action hero. He came off the screen and now he's real. That's right.
he's
Yeah,
got the
that's right. I
golden
remember that now.
ticket. He's got the golden ticket. The old guy who runs the matinee or the marquee gives him the golden ticket. So it's
Right.
kind of like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibe, but he gets sucked in to the movie and he's with
I like.
Jack Taylor.
I'm laughing at the
Jack
YouTube
Slater. Slater.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's funny too, but I'm still laughing at his comment that the Marines all they need is some Korans and they're fine.
What does that mean? What's the inside joke with that?
Maybe he's implying they're dumb or something. I don't know. That's stupid. Well, because he's in the army, right?
Got it.
was, right?
He was. Mary
He's a former Army.
Brajmas, CH for the roommate fund. Big shout out to Brandon McMillan. Big shout out to Austin Maddox. I think we're due for a mandatory beer check. Larry, can we do one?
Well, I need to get a beer. Actually, you know what? I'm
Later,
not
Brian.
chugging this.
No, don't pull the chip, man. No barley wines, no meads, no whiskey, no hard alcohol on the show for CH anymore. Brian, have a good one, man. Happy holidays. We'll get you on soon if you're up for it. Same with elementary, Brian. We should just do this every night. What do you got? Hey now, the banquet. The party has finally
banquet.
started. All right, Larry, you ready?
I've been watching Yellowstone, and that's all they drink.
Me
on that
too.
show, so.
Me too. Don't. You know what? I'm buying them on Amazon like a fucking idiot right now for $2.99 per episode. I bought the first one, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy the next one, and then I'm
How
like,
about the whole season?
yeah, I should just buy it for $17 or $15. It's ridiculous.
Because the commercials suck. It's just like
I don't even get that option. I'm on Amazon Prime, and it's I don't know. What is it typically on Hulu or something?
it's on Paramount, I believe.
Jana
Original.
Pereira is still in the house, man, and she loves that show. And we're gonna do mandatory beer check. All right, Larry, let me go get a beer. I'll be right back. Hold it down, brush.
Oh, sure, yeah. Marines eat crayons. All the inter-service rivalries that we've had back in the day. It's been so long since I was in. I don't remember all the slurs we used to use, but like crayons is funny. No offense, it's inter-service rivalries. It's all in good fun. Let's see. Banquet beer. Yeah, banquet beer. I started watching Yellowstone again. This new season came out. So every time you see someone with a beer, guess what's in their hand? But actually, no, I've been drinking Coors for a while. My uncle worked at Coors in Golden, Colorado for 30 plus years before he retired a few years ago. And whenever he'd come to visit, he'd be bringing all kinds of Coors gear, beer, so anyway, as a former employee for the rest of his life, even in his retirement, he's entitled to like so many cases of beer from their facility per month. So he takes orders from his friends and neighbors because he doesn't drink that much beer. And he goes to the Coors Brewery once a month in Golden, and he gets his free allotment of cases of beer, and he's got them all earmarked for everybody who, so he uses it as like money, basically, for favors exchange, so somebody fixed his car, here's 2 cases of beer, oh, you help me with this, here's a case of beer. Here. So he's got it made. Anyway.
Larry, I was thinking about something.
Yeah. So that tour, I saw somebody comment there about the tour in Golden. Golden, Colorado is really nice, man. I mean, of course, the tour is great, of course, too. But just Golden is really cool. I mean, they have a river coming right out of the mountains that's real shallow and goes right through the middle of the downtown area there.
Let's go.
And people go tubing on it. They actually go rent and own their own tubes. They go get dropped off upstream, up at elevation, and they just kind of float down all the way down the bottom past like the brewery and stuff. It's actually a really cool, serene kind of place, man. I would love to live there.
Larry, I was thinking about something when I was filling up a beer right now, or a half beer right now. I was thinking about that like and dislike ratio thing. And you know what would be funnier? If YouTube kept the dislike on, but turned the thumbs up off. So you go to a YouTube video and all you're looking at is like 47 thumbs down. You're just mind fucked. Like, do I stick around? What do I do? Like, do I
quit?
Well, not only that, but like as a viewer, not as a content creator, you're like, I don't know. Do I stick around? 47 dislikes? Is that
47.
good? What the hell is going on, man? All right, Larry, we got an NBC. You ready?
Yeah.
You remember this? All right.
Say it. M. No.
B.
Just say it.
C.
Flux issues, so I can't really do that with the gas. Oh man.
Morning. How are we doing on time over there, Larry?
Oh, probably another half hour.
Half an hour? All right, man.
Yeah,
Well, I'm on your time tonight, Larry. I'm on your time tonight. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get a porter now. Cinnamon Toast Stout. Did you watch that video I made?
No, but I did bookmark it to watch later. I just
Don't
haven't
watch
had a
it.
chance. Don't watch it.
I don't know. Watch. I don't know. It's we were talking about beer trends last night, and every time I see a beer from the 90s or a collab with a cereal or a candy or Sour Patch Kid thing, I have to buy it. I don't know why, but I'm gonna just start making all my beers Sour Patch Kids, Sour Cats, Sour Catch Stout. No, Sour Catch Fruited Sour. But
That'd be interesting.
Kevin Dudridge, Cinnamon Toast video was tight. Much love, man. Cheers, Barrage. Cheers, Kev. Chris Radeye, I'm going to suggest an NBC at my next school board meeting. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to him, man.
Yeah, just don't get arrested and escorted out. You know, that's the downside of that.
What? NBC? Darren, new challenge. Start every video with a dislike, and you got to change my mind. I dislike if I watch a video and it's not a good video, I give it a dislike because it's pretty much only for tutorials. If they're just taking their sweet ass time or they're not editing it, but it's, at the end of the day, if videos get disliked a lot, YouTube doesn't throw them around as much. They're not in the algorithm. So I'm kidding. I'm being a douchebag. I don't like thumbs down every video.
I was for a long time. I don't know if I still am. Is under the impression that if you dislike a video, that's really only to tell the algorithm to not show you more videos like that in the future.
Could be.
I didn't really think it affected the actual, but maybe it does. I don't know.
The algorithm is like, well, the two biggest things are CTR and average view duration. But other than that, comments, thumbs ups, and thumbs down are like at the bottom of the barrel. But CTR, click-through rate, you want to have a click-through rate of over about
RPMs or CPMs, clicks per whatever.
Clicks per 1,000. So
1,000.
Yeah. So a lot of your videos that bomb are going to be around 3 or 4%. Your videos that do well are about like 5 or 6%. And then your average view duration you want to have around 60%. YouTube wants you to watch all of the video. They want you to watch all of the video because you know what they do at the end of the video now? They put on 2 more ads that you're forced to watch.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube wants you.
Well, it's funny you say that because I actually did not know that for sure because I pay for that YouTube Premium just so I don't see the fucking ads.
I don't know how that works though because I know that as a content creator, it's like here's your ad revenue and here's what you got from YouTube Premium people. Like I don't know whether it's better to not pay for it or to pay for it.
I don't either, but I hate having to wait. I know how y'all feel. I just hate watching ads.
I love ads. It's always movies. It's all about how Santa Inc. and Sarah Silverman's going to be the new Santa Claus.
All the ads I get are like DiGiorno pizza or car commercials or freaking some Viagra freaking ad. I mean, I get all kinds of weird shit. So
I hated ads more, but as a content creator, do you see like ads and you're like, damn, that was a good shot or that was a good transition? Like, do you appreciate the production of it a little bit more? Because it's the best.
No,
it's the top of
I do now
Yeah.
because I've done this stuff.
Damn, I need that lens. Damn, I want to do a slow motion shot of pepperoni cheese drizzling out of my fat mouth.
I piss off. I think I piss off my wife too much because we watch shows together. You know, there's certain shows that we sit and watch together.
Sure.
And I'll
don't
pause it. Yeah, well, I do, but
Yeah.
So I'll pause the show and I'll say, "Oh, did you just see that? Do you know how they shot that? They didn't. They had to have at least 3
She doesn't
cameramen.
care. Yeah,
and
she
they had to
doesn't-
take 3 separate takes to make that because you'd see the cameraman over their shoulders unless they did it in 3 separate takes.
Yeah.
Which means they weren't actually talking to each other.
Yeah.
They were actually talking to the camera or off camera 3 different times to get the different angles to go back and forth.
Yeah.
And she's like, you just ruined the
Why were you talking? That was the best part. It was my favorite song.
Or I'll say, oh, did you see that? They actually filmed that with a mirror in the scene, but you didn't see the cameraman in the mirror.
Yeah.
How did they do that? You know?
So that's why I appreciate ads. And not only that, but like,
yeah.
Can you see whether it's 24 frames per second, 30 or 60? Like
yes.
Like reality TV shows throw me off. I can't even watch it because I can't stand 60 frames per second, or it looks too live.
So 24 to 30, not so much, but the 60 definitely. I think they call that the soap opera effect.
Sure, yeah, pretty much.
Soap opera is like daytime television. It's like video rather than film.
Or Animal Planet or some shit. It's either Animal Planet or Days of Our Lives.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have those kind of
the Young and the
TVs
Restless.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you have a TV that will upscale that from the 30 on the broadcast to 60, it kind of makes whatever you're watching look like a soap opera.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they call it that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Can you tell when someone
has?
I don't like it either. Can you tell when someone has a GoPro and it's just they're trying to move it and it's got the worst? What do you call it? I forget. Image stabilization. And it's just like they're shooting a video and it's just like bumping up and down. You're like, dude, just film it with your phone. Your phone is so much better than a GoPro. So much better. All right, Larry, I'm gonna get a beer. I'm gonna go back to cinnamon toast.
Cheers.
Cinnamon toast. Be right back.
All right. Yeah, sure. Tap room etiquette, Creston. If it's that okay of parties, okay to stick. Is this PC? No, I guess it's not. I guess stick your dick in the mashed potatoes. That's pretty gross. And it's funny because I was trying to tell a guy I know today personally. He was going to a Christmas party for his company where they have a buffet at some restaurant. I said, dude, don't go. You're going to end up throwing up later. He's like, well, I said, look, so you have 300 jamokes walking through a line, all picking their nose, coughing, farting, not washing their hands after they take a shit. Because I've seen plenty of guys come out of the men's stalls and go right out the door. I know how men are like, right? And they're sitting there following the utensils and they're picking at the food. And then you come up behind them and then you grab the same crap and you think that you are not going to have an issue later. It's like buffets are not my thing anymore. I've gotten enough illnesses from buffets over the years to learn that lesson. This gray hair is a sure sign that I've learned that lesson. I will not eat a buffet ever again. Has anyone seen? Where's my cigar? My garage is closed up here because of the wind and stuff outside. So I'm not going to smoke up my house because the smoke gets into my house, and my wife is allergic to smoke. So I can only really smoke with the door open and stuff. So I can't do that tonight. Has anyone seen Dave's Heath video mentioning stainless steel from Zilla in 2022? No, I did not know he had one. I'd be curious. I should send him an IM about it, actually. Curious now.
Alrighty then. David Heath, what?
Yeah.
Big DH? Papa? DH?
DH? Where's that? Who's that? Where?
David Heath, right?
Oh, David Heath. Yeah, we're just talking about David Heath.
DH.
There's DHCH.
Papa?
Papa.
What's going on with DH?
Something about a stainless steel from Zilla that he's going to feature. I should send him an IM about that. Here, hold on a minute.
I used to talk to him a lot. We're just in different time zones, like the furthest of time zones. I know he's from England, but he lives in Norway or something.
He lives in Norway because that's the company he works for. So that's it.
I want
So-
his voice to be my narrator in my GPS. I think he's got a better voice than Morgan Freeman. He's like, hello, turn left here. 2 more exits, turn right. This is a stop sign. Hello. He's very gentle.
He's got a very, very, very gentle, monotone manner of speaking.
He's a sweet boy. He's got a sweet voice.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I wish I could speak as clearly as him. I mean, I have trouble speaking at times, so
English people, their voices are just smoother. It's just, they're clever in the way that they talk. It's just different from like Southern California slang. He's CIA. Like I was watching, I watched Goldeneye last night, and I it's a good movie. Yeah. It's longer than I remembered it. And I love the way that James Bond talks. It's just way better than any American.
Is that Pierce Brosnan?
Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan, baby. Yeah, it's the one with on the top, the girl Famke Johansson, the girl that yeah, that squeezes you to death. She sleeps with guys, but like gives them a scissor hold for any of the wrestlers out there. And you remember that one?
Hardly now. It's been a long time.
Watch that movie. It's a good movie. Yeah. It's a great movie. And I understand why they made a video game about it now, because the video game was phenomenal for Nintendo 64. I hadn't seen that movie in a very long time. And I forgot that it was like well over 2 hours. Maybe not well over, but that's kind of a long action movie. 2 hours. Usually they're around 90 minutes. But the explosions and the stunts they pulled off, I totally forgot about. Flying, driving a motorcycle off a cliff to get into a plane. He pulls into the plane and then pulls it up just before it hits the bottom. And then there's a couple other scenes where he's got the tank and he's going it through town and he's actually knocking buildings over. It's badass, man. It's badass.
Yeah, watch that again.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with who's the best who's the best James Bond? People probably Sean Connery.
I grew up with Roger Moore because when I was a kid, he was like in the mainstream.
That was after Sean Connery?
Yeah, right after Sean Connery. I'm more of a Roger Moore fan, but honestly, Sean Connery is the GOAT, man.
Was he the original?
Yes, Sean Connery
was the original. Okay.
Well, wait a minute though.
It's a good question. Plot twist.
I think, if I could be wrong, but I think I remember hearing that there was a pilot or an original one done with another actor that bombed, and then I think they put Sean Connery, and that was it. That was him. So, but he was the original that everyone recognizes. I believe he's the guy.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch them all because they're good. Darren says Sean, greatest of all time. I never watched the Daniel Craig ones. I didn't like it after it was Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
I didn't like Spectre. I didn't like it. I want Goldeneye on repeat.
Yeah. It's the personal preferences, right? It's like everyone's got their favorite. I mean, every show who's had the different actors playing the same role.
Yeah,
I might be making myself sound nerdy a little bit here, but if you guys are a fan of Doctor Who,
Strangelove?
Back in the
Strangelove?
Oh no, just Doctor Who, the show Doctor Who on
I don't remember that.
PBS on Sunday nights at 11. I think it used to be for years. I was a fan of the Tom Baker character who played the Doctor. Now, but they've had like 30 doctors since the 60s until today play the same character. But you like you get hooked on one character and you like that character. Is my point. It really is basically what I'm saying. And anyone else after that is like you compare them to the one that you liked originally.
I was a big Murder, She Wrote fan, like Angela Lansbury. I'm just kidding. You remember that one? Remember like Matlock and all the shows?
I never watched any of those shows.
Your grandparents would babysit you and they'd have on Matlock and Murder, She Wrote, and you're just like, fuck, man, I'd kill somebody to watch a cartoon right now. I will kill somebody to watch Eureka's Castle and Maya the Bee and Fraggle Rock and all this stuff, man. Grandma.
Did you say Fraggle Rock?
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, you remember? You forgot about that one? Fraggle
I was
Rock,
a big
man.
fan of that when I was
Yeah.
a kid too. You know.
I was a fan of that. I used to be afraid of that mountain thing. What was the thing that?
creatures?
Yeah, what was the creature that looked like? What's
big
the
fat one? With
Yeah,
all the hippie hair?
what's the purple thing from the McDonald's guys? It's the Hamburglar, Ronald.
Grimace.
It looked like a
Grimace.
brown
He was
grimace.
like a brown grimace.
Scared the
he-
shit out of me.
Yeah, I didn't much like him.
Murder or Elementary Brewery Code, Murder She Wrote. My mom loved that show. I hated that. Grandma would always have that shit on, and then that became like, what's the show where the girl screams at everybody? Judge Judy. Judge Judy on repeat. The whole show is just her, pretty much like Jerry Springer, or Chef Gordon Ramsay. It's just scream at people. That's why people tune in.
They want to see like the shipwreck or the train wreck.
Yeah, they want to see the guy. They just want to see some hillbilly get shit on.
So we got Theron saying.
I remember Mr. Ed. I remember Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed was black and white. It was a talking horse.
Mr. Ed?
I remember Mr. Ed.
I used to watch that when I was a kid in reruns. I'm not that old.
And what was the one with the maid? Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That was probably the most popular, right? That's got to be probably like top 10
that was very
time.
popular. Yeah.
That poor maid, man. Never got any ass. Never got any love.
Oh, Alice. She got plenty of ass.
We
Sam
need to name a beer after
her than me all the time.
Okay. All right. All right.
No, he was giving it to her good.
I stand corrected. I'm glad that I'm wrong. She needs a name. Fraggle Rock IPA, Alice IPA, man. These are the underdog heroes, man. The underdog heroes.
Christopher Vodka says facts of life and Charles in charge. Just last week, I don't know if anyone's seen this because I didn't even know it was on. I know a lot. Flipping through cable and on ABC, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
They had a live broadcast of the original Facts of Life cast doing one of their old episodes live today, like on television.
I don't remember that one.
It's actually pretty cool.
I don't remember that one.
It was just last week. Yeah, it was awesome.
As a kid, you either infatuated with a show or you hated it. You know, like if you saw the intro come on for MASH, you're just like, fuck, man. Like, I'll watch reruns of what I just watched.
I love MASH, dude.
You love MASH? You love MASH?
Well, I love the early MASH. When Alan Alda started getting all preachy and started doing some of the more like depressing episodes that were like, anti-war, which I don't disagree with. I'm just saying that it was like it wasn't entertainment. It was kind of like preachy. It was like
I just saw
all the funny stuff was funny, man.
Well, I think it was based off a successful movie with Kiefer Sutherland or Donald Sutherland that my dad liked. But if you're actually watching as a little
the
kid,
actual movie MASH,
the original
movie was hysterical, man.
With Robbie Gould, with what's the guy's name? The Jewish actor from American History X, something Gould.
Yeah, I don't know what that. Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway,
but the original MASH was good. The movie.
Sure, but not for a 6-year-old kid to watch. But when you saw that as a little kid,
no, 6-year-old.
That didn't work.
Nope.
Yeah, but like that intro scene to MASH, it's the helicopter flying over the jungle and it says MASH. Like, dude, it gives me nightmares just thinking about it. Elliot Gould, shout out to Jonathan Elliott. Elliot Gould.
God, you guys are throwing out all these shows: the Magnum PI, Chips.
There was something that would come on and it just like drove me batshit crazy.
Yeah,
it was MASH. Like Wonder Years are okay. You could watch Wonder Years.
Yeah. Yeah. So having flashbacks now, man, to those old shows. You know what's funny though? When I was really young in the 70s, All in the Family was a huge hit show, and that was filmed live in front of a studio audience and all that stuff like that. I didn't get the jokes. I didn't think, I was a little kid. But now, about 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 years ago, because of YouTube showing all these old shows,
they're back.
I went back and watched all in the Family shows as an adult, and I was laughing so hard every time I watched the show. I said they would never make a show like that today. They would never make a show like that today. And I was crying, laughing so hard with all the racist jokes and the white jokes and the black jokes. Oh man, holy crap!
I thought that'd be even more PC.
Oh no, All in the Family was so cutting edge that I think today they wouldn't even make a show like that today.
They can't do anything today. But I would think that because sitcoms really got popular in like the 60s and 70s. I thought it would be all like, what are our children watching? What are our children watching? I don't know. I thought they were all kind of like Brady Bunch. I didn't know that there was like stand-up comedy or Married with Children's of the 60s and stuff like that. Married with Children's the best show of all time, by the way, by far.
Married with Children was awesome, but also I was about to say prior to that, Sanford and Son with like Red Fox as like the old man in the junkyard.
Who's the what you say, Willis? What you call me, Willis?
Different Strokes. They actually did a live action of that last week too, right after the Facts of Life live show.
What was the pitch on that? It was like an old white grandpa and a young.
It was like this
black
rich guy on Park Avenue in New York, and his daughter and his maid, and they had and his maid passed away. This lady who's black, and he ends up adopting her kids, Arnold and Willis, and he brings them in, and that whole show is based upon these new kids being adopted and getting along and all that kind of stuff.
Never seen an episode. I just know all the puns and all the
it was
references,
funny.
man.
It was fine. I mean, there's so many old shows. Most of them were crap. One of my
most
favorites
of everything's
of the 80s
bombs.
was
most
of it's crap. And even the shit today is like just rehashed old stuff, just with different faces and different names.
You want to hear some shit? You want some trivia or not some trivia? With some knowledge? My great aunt, Carol Martin. I'm going to botch this story. It was either her husband or her dad, but she became a very rich woman because either her husband or her dad produced that show with the dolphin. What was the dolphin one? Skipper? Flipper. Yeah. He was the producer on that. So they had like buku bucks back in Southern California back in the early 60s or mid 60s.
Yeah.
How do you have a show about a dolphin? Does it talk?
I don't know.
I know.
That,
Who Flipper, Skipper. Flipper the Skipper, Chris Vodka.
You guys are coming up with all kinds of names here for shows. Old shows, man, you guys are crazy.
That's what I'm saying. We were saying this last night. Like, people can come up with cool beer names that, like, marketing people would love to, like, pry in on this. Be like, damn, I should say that. Is that cringe? Does it give royalties?
There's one show I have not seen listed yet from the early to mid 80s, and I could be dating
early
myself.
to mid 80s.
Has anyone heard or watched? Well, that was a good one too. But no, I was thinking of the Greatest American Hero.
I don't know.
The Greatest American Hero. This guy.
Flipper was a show before it was a movie.
All right. No.
I think.
All right. So if you haven't seen this, get this premise. This guy and some FBI agent who cross paths in a desert out west come across an alien ship who drops them an alien superpower suit and gives it to this guy. Says, "Here, you go do good on your planet." And the guy goes, "Oh, okay." And he fucking walks away. But the instruction manual falls out of the case and is lost forever. So when he gets home, the whole show, all 4 seasons or whatever, are like, he's got this show where he's got the superpower suit that he's got to learn by trial and error. So he's trying this super suit on with the cape and everything. And he's got to learn to fly from scratch. He's got to learn all these things. Oh, and I mean, it's comedy galore, man.
Sounds like the first Power Rangers pilot or something, man.
Oh man, so awesome, so funny. Just funny.
Were you into the Power Rangers? Or was that past your time?
No, that was past my time. Honestly, yeah.
They made a lot of money, man. Bandai, they made a lot of money. They were before the internet. They kind of riffed on the whole 90210 crowd. We're gonna have like 4 high school kids, 2 girls, but we're gonna beat the shit out of aliens. We all, have different colors, kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't know, Captain Planet or whatever. I don't know. It was there first. But I remember it was like just permanently on for a couple of years. And not only that, but that was when kids played with toys. So you're selling costumes and action figures and guns and Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So what else we got here on the chat list here? It's the Double Dare. I remember Double Dare.
Double Dare was the shit. Double Dare was the shit.
Yeah.
But the greatest video game of all time, and I'm John, not video game. The greatest show was a video game show of all time, and it blew my absolute mind. It was the show at the end where the kid would have a helmet on. God, what was it called? and he'd have all this Velcro, and he'd run through like a video game, like pretty much like a Blockbuster, but it was new games. And you'd grab as many games as you could get, and you'd stick them to you, and at the end you would dive headfirst down a slide. Do you remember that? It blew my mind. Because as a little kid, you only got a video game for Christmas, maybe your birthday.
You were given like 30 seconds in a shopping cart.
Yeah,
or
you didn't have a shot. It was all Velcro. You had a suit.
Velcro,
and you'd stick it to your helmet. You'd have like Roger Rabbit video game, Nintendo or Battletoads or I don't know, Eek the Cat or whatever the hell. The Boy and His Blob. The Boy and His Blob. And you got to keep whatever it was, and it was it was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing for me to watch. If I could like have a genie wish or 3 wishes from a genie, it would be able to go back in time and be able to do that.
Oh.
I have to know what this was called. LJN Classics only. All right, I'm going to pull this up right now. And it wasn't that popular. I felt like I was the only person that watched it. Like nobody at school talked about it.
It doesn't sound familiar to me.
Video game show, 90s winning.
I mean, yeah.
Video Power. Video Power.
I feel old.
Video Power. Video Power. Yeah.
Video Power. Okay.
It was super low budget, and it was kind of an original YouTube where it showed a lot of screenplay and just people like beating Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and all this stuff. Video Power. 2 different formats from 1990 and 92. Formats revolved around video games. The actor Stevie Pascosi, it's got no picture of him, but he was in PCU with Jeremy Piven.
PCU.
Remember PCU?
I love that movie.
With
just last night I was talking about that movie, man. PCU.
The Parliament.
Awesome.
George Clinton,
Parliament, and John Favreau was actually in that.
Yeah, we got to get these beers going, man. There's these guys out here. They're so big they don't even have necks. They've got the football team in there waiting to party. They don't have necks. They don't have necks. Get them beers. It's like these jacked motherfuckers.
Absolutely love that movie, man. For anyone who's on this call, if you have not seen PCU, go out and get it, man.
Politically correct university. Politically correct university.
Correct university.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's what David Spade. He's the dean or the bitch that's showing everybody around that wants to bust all like the Van Wilder kids. A lot of people don't know about
the Balls and Shaft fraternity and stuff.
What about the protesters, like the hippies? The
hippies and Moonbeam and all who are trying to disrupt the party.
They're trying to protest against protesting. Like, we're not gonna protest. We're not gonna protest. When you're protesting against protesting against protesting IPA, and then they grab all the meat from the tower and throw it on him. And it was like, you could not do that anymore. You could not do that anymore.
Classic movie, man.
Yeah, it's like a Porky's, man. It's a sleeper that it's a classic.
Porky's, holy crap! You brought up 8 Porky's. That's like
I love Porky's.
1982, man. That's such a
can't do that anymore. Can't do that first scene.
Can't do that no more.
No, man.
20 sex in the showers in high school.
Yeah,
and
20 dudes waiting in line to hook up with a prostitute, and her husband comes home. Yeah, you think people would sign off on that these days? He comes out with a machete.
That's a flashback, man.
You see all their penises and vaginas in that one too. It's like 20 white dudes
like out there
waiting at yeah.
And that's back when they didn't shave them too. You know what I'm saying?
Boys and girls.
There was a lot of hair.
Yeah. But like that, those days are over, man. Like breaking into the girls' locker room. I mean, they all riff on that in American Pie or whatever. Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah, but American Pie had nothing on Porky's, man.
Nothing.
I mean, it was still good, but it's not.
Oh, Porky's is probably up there with like Blazing Saddles under today's term.
Yeah.
They're just like, what? Like you got away with
what
that?
What the hell did I just see?
Right,
Holy
but there was a time when it was hilarious. There was a time when my dad was like, "You think this is funny, Tommy boy? Like watch this." I'm like, what, Papa? 7-year-old kid watching Porky's. That intro scene where they crack an egg on his head, the prank. You give him the hard-boiled egg, and then give him the real egg, and he does it to the big jock dude. When we're off this, all I'm going to do tonight is watch Video Power. Can we do one more beer, Larry? Are we chilling?
Let's see. What time is it here? It's only 9:30 my time. 10 o'clock's my cutoff for anything. So
one more beer, and we're done. The new sheriff is near. Buzzbomb Brewing is referencing Blazing Saddle jokes. Yeah, we're going to leave it at that, Buzzbomb Brewing. We're going to leave the I know how to finish that quote, and I'm not going to do it. But is Mel Brooks still alive? The funniest dude who's ever existed? Mel Brooks is a legend. Man.
Mel Brooks,
if he's alive, he's got to be older than Bob Barker. They're 162.
So I got a beer now called it's a bourbon barrel imperial stout, much like the one that I brewed, but this is from a local brewery here in the Chicago area.
Everybody complains about how old they are. You're like, dude, Bob Barker and Mel Brooks are like 98. Imagine being like 70 and you're like, dude, I'm so old. And then the motherfucker's like 30 years older than you. Just like, dude, I'd kill to be 70. Shut your mouth. 95 years old. 95 years old.
I gotta find
Bob Barker or Mel Brooks. Shout out to them for being alive.
Mel Brooks has got some funny shit, man. I mean,
Bob Barker's 98. He looks like the Crypt Keeper. Bob Barker. And I love him for it. Bob Barker and then Mel Brooks. You can't rip on a guy for being... Look at Mel Brooks is 95. He was born in 1926. Damn, so he grew up... He was like a teenager during the Holocaust as one of the chosen people, man.
I love that. I mean...
And then to live through that and come out and be one of the funniest people of all time, it's like, you guys understand comedy. You guys get it.
I mean...
You guys really get it. You could have gone down a bad path after that,
He had so many good movies. I mean, like The Producers.
I haven't seen that one. I have his box collection. I haven't seen that one. I never got in. Were you a Monty Python fan? Were you a Life of Brian guy?
Yeah, I had a phase where I was. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate it. Yeah.
I hated British humor. I hated like Mr. Bean, and I hate British humor. I don't like when British people try to be funny because they're not. Because Americans are the funniest people.
Well, that's why I went through a phase. It just depends on the skit they're doing.
People swear by it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Watch
it. It's good and it's not so good. I mean, there's hit and miss. I mean, like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There's scenes in which I cry out laughing. Other ones I just kind of like get bored with, But anyway, but yeah, there's some good stuff there. But not. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I used to watch Benny Hill a lot when I was younger.
It takes time. It takes time. Like me watching Young Frankenstein as a kid, it's like the number one thing to comedy is timing, where you're at in the world. Like nowadays people probably wouldn't think like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Tommy Boy was funny, but at the time I was like, holy shit. And then my dad would be like, hey, we'll watch John Belushi. He's even funnier. I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, well, you might be right, but you have to be here. But now you go back and watch Belushi, and he's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
A scene you can't do anymore. Remember the scenes from Saturday Night Live where he's the samurai guy that works at the deli? You remember that? And remember he's making the guy's food, and he's chopping up all these hoagies, and he's having a good time. And the guy's getting ready to take off, the customer, and he's like, you know what? I said no mustard on my sandwich, man. It's all good. Just like I just said no mustard. And John Belushi's getting ready to like do the thing where he takes his own life. He's like, no, you don't have to do that. Like you don't, like it's not. Yeah, you think you can do that anymore? You think you can get away with that? Dude, it's not. Yeah, it's not a big deal. You don't have to cut yourself in half. It's easy fix, man. Just take it off.
That's so funny. Oh man,
it's just a different time. Yeah, I mean, watching. People from now, myself included, probably couldn't sit through the first 5 seasons of Saturday Night Live. But if you think of Saturday Night Live in the grand scheme of things, those were probably the best seasons ever, aside from probably 88 to 93 when it was like Spade and Rock, Kevin Nealon, Mike Myers. I mean, all those guys went off to kill it. Nowadays, like that doesn't really happen anymore. It was like the 75 to 80 with Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Bill Murray. Sorry for, delaying on the funniest guy of all time. And then the people from, obviously there's people in and out, like Eddie Murphy. I don't know if he was on the first season.
First season? No.
Maybe not. He was in the 80s, right? Yeah, Chris Farley. Chris Farley.
I just got done watching a bio on Eddie Murphy on SNL. It was he was like in I think in the 3rd season, or maybe it was around 1980, 81 or something like that. Yeah,
it wasn't always successful. Like Gilbert Gottfried, he's gone on I think Joe Rogan. He talked about his Saturday Night Live experience was the worst ever. He went in there and they had fired everybody the year before, and they brought him in and they just said it was record low. They had a whole new team and everybody lasted a year, you know? So it's tough to be funny, man, especially with like sketch comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Whose line is it anyway? I can't stand that shit.
Oh,
I can't stand that shit.
Was that the one with like Drew Carey and Wayne Brady and stuff? Those guys?
I don't know.
I think, yeah, I think it was. We saw Wayne Brady.
Is Wayne Brady black or white?
He's a well, Wayne Brady's a black guy. Yeah, he's a black guy.
Who's the dad from the Brady Bunch?
That was Richard Reed, I think it was, or Roger.
I never got that. But in the show, he's called Wayne Brady, right? I never got that Dave Chappelle joke. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? I didn't know who he was talking about.
So that's funny because
Chappelle.
Because when Chappelle Show did his spoof with like Wayne Brady about that, you know, where like Wayne Brady, you know, for those who don't know who Wayne Brady is, he's like the favorite of all the white chicks who like love like, oh, he's a funny black guy, you know.
Tyler Perry.
What's that?
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, something like that, right?
But he's a comedian.
So, he's a comic, and he's funny.
I'll give him a go.
He happens to be black, but it's just funny that the stereotype is that white women love Wayne Brady because he's a funny.
That's his shtick, okay?
Harmless black guy. But then on David Chappelle's show years ago, he had Wayne Brady on, and they did a skit together where like Wayne Brady shows up to pick up Chappelle to go out for a night out with two black Hollywood actors, comics, you know, getting to know each other, you know.
Okay, it's coming back to me. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And Chappelle is like freaking out because Wayne Brady's going on drug stops and checking out
he's out of character.
On his prostitute. Yeah. He's like the most degenerate dude out there in this skit, right? So I show my wife this skit. I said, look, honey, here's what the real Wayne Brady looks like. And she's like, no, that's not how he really is. Like, no, this is his real self, you know? So then like months later, we went to Las Vegas and saw Wayne Brady in like concert. And she was all like confused as to what she was going to get for
I thought it was the dad from the Brady Bunch, man. I still thought it was a white guy. No, I'm kidding.
No, Wayne Brady's a black dude.
I know, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's two Wayne Bradys. One of them's fictional. One of them's a real comedian I did not know about.
The character in the Brady Bunch is Mike Brady. That's what it was.
Pretty sure there's a Wayne Brady.
Is there? I don't know.
Brady
It's been
Bunch.
so long since I've been there.
Well, there's a Brady Bunch. There's 20 of them. Someone's got to be named Wayne.
Somebody's got to be
Yeah.
Wayne somewhere in there.
Brady Bunch names.
Oh, man.
Marsha. Greg. All right, never mind. I always thought it was Wayne. Alice Nelson. Alice Nelson. Yeah. What was the show with the Fonz? The Wonder Years?
Happy Days.
Happy Days. I already said
one of my favorite shows, man. I swear, growing up, that was one of my favorite sitcoms.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that. This beer is as good as like Fonzie at the jukebox. Fonzie on the jukebox. Fonzie hitting the jukebox. It's as good as Fonzie hitting the jukebox.
Arthur Fonzarelli, man. He'd be like, hey.
Yeah. But he hit the jukebox and started kicking everybody's ass. It's like Fonzie on the jukebox. It's on Mike Brady's the Pops.
Yeah. Yeah, his real name, though. I can't remember his real name. It was like Robert Reed.
It is Robert Reed.
His real name was.
I thought Carol Brady was Sissy Spacek, or what's the other one? Who's the actress from the 902 one?
Florence.
Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson was the mom on that Brady Bunch show.
She looks like the
old.
Remember what was the Girl Scout movie with Troop 39, late 80s, early 90s, when they go hiking? Girl Scout movie. Now we're just going. Okay. There's a trivia right here.
Yeah.
Girl Scout movie.
Jumping the Shark, Ron Barnes says. That's
Troop Beverly Hills. Troop Beverly Hills.
What? Troop Beverly Hills? I don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah. 1989, man. This movie was great. As a little kid. And I thought it was, I thought that the Shelley Long was the mom from the Brady Bunch. Troop Beverly Hills.
From the movies.
Yeah.
The remakes. Yeah.
People coming in hot, man. Fonz Jukebox IPA. Jumping the Shark. All right, I'm going to give one more beer. 10 more beers.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold it down, Larry.
No, it's my last one. Yeah, that's cool, man. You guys are going back down memory lane, man. I mean, I'm impressed that a lot of you know all this stuff. Because I forgot it all until you guys mentioned it again. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. But yeah, thanks for all the flashbacks, man. Wow. Meatballs, yeah, I remember Meatballs. Meatballs 1, 2, and 3, with that space alien that was hiding out in the summer camp, or whatever it was. Oh, Meathead, I think his name was, or something like that. SCTV, yeah, I remember SCTV. That was not long lived. It was relatively short lived, but that was from Canada, right? SCTV, yeah. I think they had Rick Moranis was in that. I think, if I remember right. What's everyone drinking tonight? This is a bourbon stout, not the one I just made, but a bottled version. 70s, like it was last week. Oh wait, I remember the 70s better than last. Okay. Naked Gun, yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff from back then, but quite frankly, you know, like new shows come on like primetime television nowadays. I don't even watch like network television, and even because it's all a rehash. I mean, how many times every 5 years can you tolerate watching a new hospital drama, or a new lawyer drama, or a new high school teacher drama, or a cops drama? You know, it just gets old, man. I mean, it's just this wash, rinse, and repeat. I mean, there's not been much original stuff in a long. I mean, there's some good original content out there. It's harder to find, but I guess I'm just cynical. I guess I just get tired of watching the same old crap rehashed decade after decade after decade.
Eyes here.
Hey,
True Beverly Hills, baby.
Hey, man.
What up, Raj? How's it going over here, Larry? You doing good?
Oh yeah, I'm just commenting on my disdain for wash, rinse, and repeat sitcoms and television shows. You know, I was just saying, it's like
I thought that was a new.
About every 5 years, you get like a new drama about a hospital show, or a new drama about a law firm, or a new drama about a cop.
Yeah,
you know, cop.
Yeah,
it just gets old.
I can't.
It's like the same kind of stuff.
Yeah, I need to. All I watch is YouTube videos or something that's really got good word of mouth, like Game of Thrones, Yellowstone, or or nostalgic stuff like
nostalgic stuff.
What was the stuff we were just talking about with Arnold Schwarzenegger, little kid, The Last Action Hero?
Last Action Hero, yeah.
I'll jerk off to that shit, figuratively, not literally. No, I mean I watch all that stuff. I watched Goldeneye last night. Loved it, and I want you to watch it too, Larry, because you fall in love with it all over again, man. It's just like KFC biscuits, bro. You haven't had them in 20 years, and you get one, you're like, damn, dude, I forgot. Like,
I haven't had one in like 5 or 6 years. I should
get one. Little butter, little honey, man. Never hurt anybody. Man. Yeah.
So Chris Roddy says Scrubs was the best hospital show ever. I concur with that statement.
I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do Scrubs? Okay. All right. No, I liked it, but I thought because it was wacky off the wall. I like Dr. Cox on that show the most. That's really why I watched that, because of his no nonsense. Anyway, whatever. That's cool.
Brian says all he watches is brew tubers. Good man. I don't know if he's laughing or being sarcastic or not, but
no. I don't disagree. I mean, I do agree because of what you just said is like I don't watch cable. I mean, I'll flip it on just to see, but I go around the horn a couple times on the remote. This is bullshit. So I open up YouTube. I go find something. Sometimes I'll open Netflix or Prime or Disney Plus. But
hey, Jana's still here.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Jana's still here. We still got one girl in the house.
Jana, I thought you were going to join the Discord a half hour ago.
It took me a week to figure it out. I don't think most people can figure it out within the 5.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay.
5-10 minutes, but we'll get Jana on soon. We're gonna.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm drinking a cinnamon toast crunch stout. Sorry to interrupt, Larry. I want to keep hearing what you watch.
Oh,
what you don't watch.
I totally forgot what I was saying now.
You don't watch terrestrial cable anymore, and
yeah. So the very first thing I look up is what's in my YouTube subscription feed. And then I look on what's on my YouTube homepage for suggestions of content.
Sure.
Right. And then beyond that, if I have time, maybe I'll go check out Prime or Netflix or something. But most of the time is not a whole lot going on there either. A lot of the stuff they've been posting is either stuff I watched 30 years ago, or which is okay sometimes, or it's just garbage. It's like they're giving shows and movies to anybody who wants to make them for them. It's like you have to really filter through all that sea of stuff that's showing up to find the few nuggets that are actually worth watching.
And I'm with you on that. My only problem with the YouTube homepage, it's worse from it's a little bit different from desktop to on my TV. It shows me a little bit different things because it's a different format. Smart TV, YouTube, YouTube.com. Okay. But YouTube is going the whole Twitter route. Like if you just sign into Twitter, it's like the gnarliest news in the world on the right. And I don't want that. That's why I liked YouTube. But now if you go in there, you go into youtube.com, it's just like Carl Rittenhouse, fires, high school shootings. I don't subscribe to this stuff. I don't want to see it. Okay. COVID news. I'm like, guys, just show me the shit that I'm subscribed to. I don't want to. I don't want to see this fucking idiot's take on some tragedy that happened that this poor family's mother has to go through or something. And it's all like media now. It didn't used to be like that, but now it's all Twitter. And you're like, damn, like I have to make it a point not to click on shit like this anymore. I just want to see video games. I want to see retro video games, and I want to see beer, and I want to see music, and I want to see clips from comedy movies from the 90s. But they throw it down your throat now. And they didn't used to do that. Up until a couple of years ago, they didn't used to do that. Show me the shit that I'm subscribed to. You know why I'm subscribed to it? Because I subscribe to it because I want to see more. That's how subscriptions work. You see something and you want to get behind it or see more. I didn't ask to see all this news and stuff. I get it. Yeah. It's popular. Yeah. They all have millions and zillions and billions of views. Not for me. Don't care. I do care, but I don't. There's tragedy every day. These are just the things that make money. That's what bums me out about the YouTube homepage these days. Simcoe versus Mosaic. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. Genus Brewing is in the house. Guys, you remember Peter? Genus Brewing is in the house.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Peter, what's going on, you barrage? Come here. YouTubehomepage.com. My YouTube homepage is all educational because of what I look up, which makes it hard to binge. You know what's funny? It doesn't even matter if you're subscribed to a channel or not. YouTube's just going to force down your throat what you have been watching or something related to what you've been watching. So that's why if you click on that one thing and you watch it for 8 minutes, you're like, oh shit, I watched the football life of Steve Largent or Lawrence Taylor. Next thing you know is I'm not even subscribed. It's just like, hey, like here's the football life of Vince Lombardi and all these guys. Like I just wanted to see the one. I don't want to watch this shit all day.
Pigeonholes you down a certain like shoot, you know.
They know, man. Oh, they know. They'll get you.
But I mean, I personally like a lot of different things. I don't like just one thing. I don't want to see like
video games, beer,
all more the same. I actually want to see a variety of stuff personally. And
do you watch production videos? Do you watch videos on how to do stuff? Or are you past
that too? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I got a whole bunch of subscribers or subscriptions to channels that talk about how to make
Final Cut
better
Pro,
quality videos and stuff. Yeah.
I got a couple of those. In
fact, that's like half my feed now.
Is it?
Feels like, how to get more viewers. Here's a review of a microphone. Whoa.
Yeah. You know what?
I don't watch them all, but yeah.
Sure. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's a lot of content.
I can't watch them all, but I mean...
There's a lot. Jonathan Elliott says, I hate that I'm subscribed to Genus and they do not send me their videos. Trevor Who from last night. Big shout out to Trevor from Southdale from coming on last night. What up, Trev Who? What up, you friends?
Yeah. I was watching your little soundbite earlier today that you posted.
Yeah. So I clip them out, like Larry, your Super Bowl commercial. I'll take that and I'll put it into like, I'll just edit it.
Did you watch that?
Did I watch that? I edited it.
Did you watch that?
It's on the Homebrew for Life channel. It's my it's my least viewed video. Yeah.
I hadn't even seen that yet. I don't think I should watch that again. No, it's hysterical. That video. I actually found that video.
Oh, you did?
I went back and I found the actual video. It's still out there.
Nice. Well, we got to see it now.
Hysterical.
We got to. Yeah.
Why'd you pull it up?
What's
I'm
up?
Just kidding. I said just pull it. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that humanly possible?
Just play it. I don't know. Don't play it now. It's fine. It's just funny. I think I posted a link to it in the comments of that video that you did that, and I think that's what I did.
I'll look at that right now, but that's on the Homebrew for Life channel, not the Hoppy Hour.
Exactly right. Yeah.
People hate when I do the live stream on Homebrew for Life, and they hate it when Genius did it. Genius.
Really?
Genius.
So you guys have a separate channel for life? Well, I know you obviously do.
Yeah, Genius has another channel. I stole their idea, but people would be like, "Hey, this isn't why I subscribe to the channel." I think I lost like 50 subscribers in one day. The first time I've ever seen like it go like that, and I was like, "Damn!" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't want to see your 2-hour rants. You guys just talk about nothing or whatever the hell. I want to see like an edited grain to glass video." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm not here to." You want to leave, you want to leave. I mean, I'm not baiting anybody. Like, we're going to do what we're going to do. But it is a good idea to put it on it's a different vibe. It's a different format.
It's a different format because that's exactly right. Because my focus is to do as short as possible, or practical, not possible, but practical.
Sure. Later, Brian.
As practical to get the point across in the shortest amount of time possible, so I don't waste your time and mine, I guess, too. But
yeah.
But there is that live stream segment of people that want to see that. I see why you would do that. That's a good point. Because
you got to understand that podcasts and streamers on Twitch are very popular. You know, like how cool would it be if we could just be in the chat and sit in on like a comedian's podcast or a Joe Rogan thing, and he's talking back to us, or like there's people out there that make tons of money just playing video games. They're good at Fortnite or they're good at this, and people just watch them play video games. And there's a format for that, and that's a different format than an edited video or a selfie on Instagram. You know, as cringe as it sounds, we get the most feedback on Instagram if it's a picture of me and Maury, or get the most likes. That's not my style of content. It's an effortless cell phone picture of me and Maury. People want to see it on that format. If I'm on Homebrew for Life, people are like, they want to see it a 6 to 7 minute video condensed. If I'm on a stream or a podcast, people are sitting here for 3 hours. People are hanging out. It's just a different format.
It is different format.
Different format, different energy, different love.
Yeah. It's just, okay. I get it.
Cheers, Dominic. Great show as always. It's because Larry's on here, man. Larry's Berries. Berries.
Betcha. Yeah, a question there about my next video, so speaking of live streams, Christopher says, when's my next live stream?
Good question.
I don't have one. Very good question. It's
Gotta get on that.
To our discussion here, but honestly, I didn't know. I hadn't thought about it, but usually I do one every year at the end of the year, as a end of the year live stream. And considering, so I would expect if I probably do one between Christmas and New Year's. Just I need to think about what I'm going to talk about though.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. I'm going to do next week's stream on Homebrew for Life, because it's the end of the year stream, just like you. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe sometimes you need to filter out some of those deadweight followers that subscribed in 2015 that don't brew at all anymore, and maybe they just don't need to be there. And
every video I post loses subscribers. Did you know that? Every video, even the last few I posted.
I'm gonna get on your train. I'm gonna make Italian chop sandwich and how to make lasagna from scratch, how to make pasta from scratch. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. All my content loses subscribers. Well, here's the thing: you're filtering out the people that don't brew anymore. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So those people see it in their feed, and I'm assuming they go, well, my interests have changed. I don't want to see any more of this guy's videos. Subscribe. This is fine. That's what people do. It's just that it's like I cringe because every time I post a new video, I'm guaranteed to lose a half dozen subscribers.
Do it. Let's lose them all, man. Let's go. Let's hold hands like Thelma and Louise. Can't wait.
I don't know why that is either. Well, then why did you subscribe in the first place? I don't know. I mean, I'm doing the same shit I did for the past 11 years. I don't know what I'm doing differently.
People coming in and out of brewing, man. Anybody want to come on the stream next Wednesday? It's going to be the last Wednesday of the year because I'm not going to count New Year's Eve, and I'm going to do it on Homebrew for Life. Maybe we can get a couple people in there. Maybe we can get Jorge or Party Time or Genius, Yeast in the Barrage. maybe Larry, if he's up for it, we could do one.
Group? You mean like a group chat? You mean
No,
like
I'd rather have somebody come on for like a half an hour, come in, come out, kind of like a late night show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get Kurt on here. CH and Larry didn't answer my question from earlier. I'm making a vanilla bourbon stout recipe, and what ABV should I take to? I had 6, but took it to 7, and now it's 6.5. That sounds like not a question. Sounds like you already figured it out, and it's absolutely perfect. And 38 IBUs is a little high for a stout. I keep mine around 30, but it sounds like you have a perfect beer. As homebrewers, 6 and 7, I don't care about all. I'm not like it's drinkable.
Well, I mean, it depends on how strong you want them. Like, so the one that I brewed earlier, this is not the one, but earlier, it's about 9 point something percent. I can't remember, 9.2, and I was shooting for 11. So 6 to 7 is actually pretty light for a bourbon stout, in my opinion. But if that's what you like and you enjoy it. I mean, who cares what the ABV is, as long as you like the flavor and it's good. And
the ABV is not the problem. It's the flavor and the drinkability and what your guests think of it is the problem. And if you don't have friends, it's actually a bonus in homebrewing because that means you have more beer. And people comment that sometimes they're like, I don't have any friends. I'm like, dude, that's a very good thing in homebrewing. That is an extremely good thing because that means that 5-gallon batch is going to last you more than 2 nights. Yeah.
I mean, I've made 10-gallon batches for a party and they were gone within an hour.
Adios. Yeah. Shape. Especially if it's especially if it's under like 6%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone, this is awesome beer, Larry. And they're like pounding it. Like, enjoy, guys. I'm glad you like it. Have some barbecue. Have some beer. And then it's like, hey, Larry, the keg's dry. Okay, I got another one. The keg's dry.
It's all dry. Someone going to go to beer right now. We need some Keystone Light. How do you calculate IBUs? I just do it through Beersmith. I just add it up in Beersmith. There's a thing you can buy, but it's expensive. My Homebrew for Life answer is just add it up in Beersmith.
It's a basic formula.
It's a basic formula. If you do look at hops, they're all faceted. It is like 8 to 11 or 11 to 14. It is kind of a range.
Right. So use software of any kind, like you said, Beersmith. I use my own homegrown spreadsheet, but really it's just a formula. It's available on the internet. You go out there and it's like this equals this with the brackets minus time divided by. And if you're okay with doing hand calcs, just do it hand calc wise, but software is so much easier.
I think IBUs are a scam, to be honest with you, because I've had like a West Coast IPA that's 70%, and you'll have a double IPA or a black IPA that's like 100%. You're like, this is malty as hell. This is super malty. This isn't hoppy at all. The West Coast single was much more hoppy, and it's only 70. But that's just me. Right, Genus Brewing, IBUs aren't real. I'm a Genus on that. IBUs are a it's a gauge for a first person at a craft brewery bar to see like, oh, is that an IPA or not? That's what all that means. If it's 70, 60 and up, it's got hops in it.
It's really a relative scale that you can use as a gauge between recipes of your own. I mean, it's not like an absolute thing. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's like from the homebrewing perspective, it's like it helps you design a recipe. It helps you like get within a ballpark, but it's not an absolute thing. It's not what people think it is, for sure.
The most important thing in beer is that it tastes good, and then the second most important thing is that you're probably your alcohol by volume, and then the third most important thing is how does it look. Some people don't even care. I didn't even use gelatin or Irish moss or anything. Like 2 years into homebrewing, I didn't care at all if my homebrew looked cloudy. But if I was to sell it or show it off, I would, use finding agents.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for.
I'm a pretty bad brewer.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a pretty hack brewer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just if you look into it. I mean, yeah, it's not the absolute. Oh, this is. It's just a frame of reference that you can use to design recipes and make adjustments to existing recipes.
Sure.
So you can get the effects that you want. To help you predict what you might get at the end. It's no guarantee.
No. Not only that, but I think that we've said this before. I think that hops are going to be the new grape, where it's going to be like, hey, did you have the 2017 Simcoe or the 2016 Centennial or Cascade? I mean, I think craft beer, if it keeps getting more popular, they're going to talk about years of the actual hop, like they talk about years of the actual grape. They do that in Napa and Sonoma and the diehard places in the world. But I mean, 1 year apart is 1 year apart, whether it's the same plant, stem, grain thing. It's still a whole year apart from that harvest. It's not the same harvest. But they call it the same thing because it is the same thing. And it's good for marketing tactics. But, you know, a trilogy from Florida Springs from 2014 is going to taste a lot different than a trilogy from Florida Springs from 2017.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Larry, are we chilling? How we doing over there on your end, bro?
no, well, I still got some beer left. But
I got
I'm
a
not
little
gonna
bit of beer
drink
left.
anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna crack it.
Should probably wrap it up soon, but you know, I got work tomorrow.
Good point to Chris Ratty.
Oh.
Chris Ratty, you can't vacuum seal and freeze grapes. You probably could, but they don't. Grapes are like fresh hops or wet hops. You know, like
You can
pull
order,
them. We got to do
actually.
them, man. You pull them. You got to do them.
I mean, but you can order frozen must, they call it, which are frozen fresh picked grapes shipped to you, so you can make wine from them. So that is a thing, but it's not. I mean,
Not
I can't
popular. It's kind of
Yeah, I mean, I might do that next time because I'm making a wine right now out of a wine kit, and it's like, yeah, it's sort of like I like it's like the analogy for brewing is going from extract to all grain. It's like your extract, like, yeah, you kind of are making beer, but it's not like the whole experience.
Sure.
Like all grain is. So like winemaking from a kit isn't, well, it's not really winemaking. Yeah, you got wine, but it's not like the whole process. It's like you want to start from whole grapes and then macerate them and then mash them and all. Yeah. But yeah.
Sure. Duly noted, man. And now I know. Musk or must?
Oh, must. M-U-S-T.
Must. Yeah. I must have some must.
Yeah, because like winemaking's got its terminology, beer making's got its terminology.
Sure.
They got different terms for the exact same thing.
Lees and Trub are the exact same thing. Lees are wine. Trub.
Lees
Trub,
are wine. Trub is beer. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What's lees? Wine skins, proteins? Is it skins
It's
or is it
just the sediment. It's just particles, particulates that settle out along with the yeast.
Yeah. Trub could be anything. Trub could be hop.
Trub could be yeast,
protein.
Trub,
yeah.
bits of grain. Yeah.
Here we go. Jana Pereira is still here. Start making a wine channel. Darren, big shout out. We do. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to do that. We do have Larry's channel in the link in the bio. And here, Theron just gave you a shout out right here.
Theron.
Yeah,
so much, sir.
Theron is looking out. Any last words for Larry while we're coming down?
Yeah, got any questions? Because I'm going to wrap it up in just about 5 minutes here.
We know what his next content is going to be. He's going to do an end of the year stream.
End of the year live stream. I got a bourbon stout grain glass video coming up.
2 weeks left.
Maybe some more food videos. I don't know. We'll see.
Who's ever listening to me right now, I'm never going to stop making shitty food videos. I'm going to make so many food videos.
Stop.
I'm not going to stop.
Don't stop, man.
Can't stop, won't stop. Don't even know how to stop. The brakes are off.
You know what that does?
Gas is on.
You know what that does for you, though? It adds a variety to your channel that every channel needs. It's not like a one trick pony kind of show, right?
No.
You want to do stuff. You want to push yourself a little bit. You know, just
mix it up. You go crazy.
Mix it up. Yeah. Mix it up a little bit. If people really aren't for the food videos, okay, well then do one food video for every 4 brewing videos.
That's what I do.
Do some kind of ratio or something.
Do some blind taste contest. Do some hack video, whatever. You got to mix it up though. Like, hey, I can't do it. I say this all the time, and I'm not talking shit. But the homebrew challenge, I couldn't do that. I couldn't make a grain to glass video once a week. I could not do that. I know there's so much work involved. I know his shots are different. It's a lot of work, but it's like doing the same beer can chicken video 52 times a year. It's like we're shooting this. Now we have to start the mash or take the chicken apart or undo this. It's like, I get it. You're working for the algorithm's favor. People want to see 8-minute videos. On grain to glass, West Coast IPA. How do you make a stout? How do you make Trappist? How do you make all these beers? I just can't do it. I'll put out an outtake video just to have some sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mechanic Brewing. Don't stop, you guys. Larry's got to go. I got to get out of here. Everyone's got to get out of here. Chris Z, been subscribed to Larry's channel for a very long time. Shout out to Chris Z.
Shout out. Thanks, Chris, for being the member.
Brian Barbecue CH. Love it. Brian Homebrew BBQ. Love it, CH. DTR 5591. Make some Texas brisket. I don't know anything about cooking, but I pay a guy to cook, and then I film it and I give my spiel over it. All I've ever wanted in life was to have I know how to make beer, but I just want a cooking channel where I don't know shit about cooking, but we have a channel. And that's what you pay people for.
Yeah, you know.
But I do learn a lot from this guy. He's one of my good friends. You know, last 5 years we hang out a lot. We have a very good yin and yang relationship.
Very good.
Yeah. Lou Patrica. All right, Larry, one more beer. We got a super chat from Rob Barnes. Keep the food videos coming. Shout out to Rob Barnes.
Make it turducken? Oh man, I'm not doing that.
They sell those pre-made. Or
do they really
frozen? Yeah, turducken, turkey and a duck. Yeah.
Huh.
At German delicacies. You gotta kind of go to the.
It's just so much work for such little gain. I mean,
a bird and a bird.
I was talking to my chiropractor that I go to. He did one. He explained to me. He's like, a big party. It's like the process of deboning the birds, and you got to wrap them and tie them up, and then he says he served everyone, and everyone was like, yeah, okay. It's like I spent my entire 2 days making this thing. It's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, you can get them from Asian markets and German markets. Like they're out there. They're a little bit expensive, but they're out there.
Okay.
Chris
I
Vodka.
just good food, generally speaking.
Duck and a duck, man. A bird and a bird. What happened first? The chicken or the bird and the bird? Chris Vodka. You two are my fave. CH Larry. Much love, Chris Vodka.
Salute.
Clayton Gerard, CH, if I come down when stuff opens up, we'll make a collab cooking videos for sure. Can't wait. I'll film it. You make it. You know cooking already better than me. East Bay Jordan.
Man.
Deep fried turkey or bust. I see your DTR. I see your turducken, and I raise you a pie cake.
Pie inside a cake?
Can I just put it in a blender with some absolute vodka?
This is that kind of time of year though, because I have off all next week because I just took off work because I am. And
you're pulling a burbs.
And I have a whole lineup of shit I want to make. Like foods and comfort foods for the winter. Like stews, chilies,
crock pots,
pies,
crock pots,
pot. Yeah, sure, whatever. Pot roast, whatever.
Deep fryers.
Yeah, I might make a bunch of food videos now that I'm thinking about it next week.
Dude,
who knows? We'll see.
Keep making food videos. It's like we said, like what you said, like 2-to-2 ratio or 3-to-1 ratio. I love making the food videos. We don't have to wait for fermentation. We could shoot it. We could put it out all in 2 days. Fermentation, it's going to take a week. That's why That's why my channel has kind of grown a little bit these last couple months. It's because all I do is Kveik yeast. All I do is just fast temperature yeast, so I can put out more content. Back in the day, it was like, let's wait for 2 weeks, glass carboy, clean this motherfucker. It's like, I got to put out content, man. I got to put out some content. What up, Darren Blackwood? All right, everyone's getting out of here. Larry, we're out of here, man.
I think so.
All right, Larry, I want to thank you, man. You're the barrage.
All right, thanks for hanging out.
Maybe I'll get you on next Wednesday. If anybody wants to get on, let me know.
Yeah.
Bump a couple people in and out. Maybe get some Mario Kart going. I saw that. Everybody have a good night. Happy holidays to everybody. Larry, I want to thank you again, man. Anything else? Any last words?
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas. Happy Chanukah. Happy Kwanzaa. All of the good, positive holiday spirit vibes.
All right, man. Thanks
We're
for
out of here.
hanging out tonight.
Later, Larry. We are out of here.